No, so normally I unpause time as I start it up. Here, I like to unpause it and pause it again when I do my normal look around and just sort of reacquaint myself with what happened last week. The reason I do that is because it puts those little electrical symbols, so it kind of obscures maybe the other symbols, like where we still have to do construction or whatnot. So usually what I do is just with time paused, come in here. So we'll wait until 2. So that way anybody who shows up at 2 doesn't miss too much, right? They'll just miss my normal thing. And welcome, Slanderman. Congratulations on being the first one. It's good. Good for you. I'm glad it makes you so happy. If I can make someone happy that easily, which I didn't even do anything, it's all the better, right? Hey, Dennis. Welcome. How are you doing today? Hope your studies are going well. I'm almost surprised to see. I thought you would be knee deep in the books at this moment. But what were we doing here? This is the kind of thing I look for. No steel. So that way when we come back, and then I usually will take a look at these construction offices. Yeah, nothing assigned there. Nothing assigned to this one. Now, is there reasons for that? We're really getting pretty close. I think we're kind of waiting on some railroad tracks, aren't we? More than anything else, now that I'm recalling. Yeah, we got tons of oil. Speaking of oil, how is our refinery doing over here? Well, plenty there. Yeah, that's fine. The 2 trucks are sitting there as long as this is full. Not 2 trucks, 2 trains. And over here just sort of seems to take care of itself. We haven't paid any attention. Once you get things set up, not to say they won't go bad on you, but it doesn't usually take too much extra attention. Trains, I think, are probably one of the worst things for coming back because it's hard to test them because they get in, unless you get the right scenario, like it might not fail until like this train gets to this point when that train's at that point, kind of thing. Yeah, so I think the big thing to get started will be coming around here and figuring out what we want to do with the train tracks to get them completed. Weren't we working on this? Did we get... Yeah, we got 2 built, 2 in here, and the roads are assigned there. And then these 2 guys... Yeah, maybe there's not too much to figure out here. All right, it's 2 o'clock, so let's at least go into our normal give people 15 minutes before they're officially late thing. How's that sound? Hey, CZs. CZs. Hello, comrade. And hello to yourself. Hello, Steve. Welcome. Well, I think you're old enough now, Dennis. You realize, at least as I get older anyway, I realize I don't have to always be stressed about everything. You just do the best you can. And I mean, certainly, at some point, the extra stress. I mean, stress is a good thing and a bad thing, right? Like a little bit of stress motivates you. Too much stress kills you. So it's one of those, I guess that's true of a lot of things in life. A little bit is not so bad, Like if you smoke cigarettes for like 1 cigarette a week, you probably would never ever have a problem. But if you smoke, 3 packs a day, you're going to definitely have a problem at some point. Yeah, I think we very well might declare victory because, I think we're going to be pretty darn self-sufficient. And it's not necessarily a matter of exporting everything, but I think part of being self-sufficient is the ability to be, where you could export the stuff, I guess, to some degree, but not everything. So I think really the big thing we want to do is trains. Now, there's something else we probably could have or should have done here, I think, is to build we probably need to get oil, because if we just have a train that's going back and forth to here, they're not going to be able to go back and forth. So it's these things can really be a pain when it comes to getting the trains to fill up. So I don't think anybody's going this way. I wonder if we could squeeze one in right here. Now, we never did build a depot where trains could pick stuff up. Like if we did want to export by train, we didn't really build a home for that. So I'm wondering, I'd like to sort of make sure that the trains, well, I guess if they're going to go export from this area, they're going to go by this one. The thing I'm worried about is if we put a train here that would take fabric up to here, which is probably a bit of overkill, to say the least. Probably could have done that with trucks, especially for our vehicle thing. I know when I first built I think it's nice to have the warehouses around it, but really, unless you're going like a long distance for the supplies for this, I don't think you really need that much actual storage right at the plant itself. Like I think you can really get away with these road cargo again, if as long as you're not going too far with the trucks. Because if you can only have like one truck that can run out and come back and get stuff before this runs out of whatever it's getting, then you're in pretty good shape. And these things hold a fair amount of stuff compared to the speed that they use it up. Yeah, I think being relaxed, I don't know. I don't know if that's a problem or not, to be honest with you. Like, I think in our modern society of consumerism and you got to work and you got to do this and you got to do that, I think being relaxed is, and I guess maybe if you were a caveman too, I mean, there's only so relaxed you can be, but, at the same time, I don't know. If you're taking care of the bills, I guess that's the important part. Did this? Okay, the other guy's on the other side of this. So, don't relax too much this week. Get your studying done, and then you have a week or two to relax, right? Between the semesters, or at least it'll be the beginning of the semesters, never quite as stressful. Yeah, so I guess we have to, what are we doing here? Why were you red? Oh, because you were waiting for that guy to get out of the other end, right? Maybe. I don't know why he was red. We should have signaling in between. Hey, off the rails. Welcome. Now, off the rails, I was going to ask you a question, and it might be better for private chat, but we can talk about it now. Do you have any issues with the statement on Fox Equals, or whatever he calls himself these days, his name? Like, I don't know, why are you a gremlin and burning down people's houses? I saw that and kind of laughed. I just hope, but if you take offense to it, just let me know. I mean, I don't mind saying something to him. It's none of my business. I mean, he's on my channel, and he's a good guy. I just wanted to know if I don't want anybody here taking offense to things that other people say for no reason, Yeah, I think what I want to do here, just to make things improved, even though it might be a little bit awkward, let me cancel this guy's road construction. And this guy will head back. He just got done. Let's put a fuel terminal right here, and then somewhere right around here, I would like to just put some kind of place that we could send a train. Maybe this side would be better. Like I said, if we do send them to export, now where would it, I don't anticipate, I don't want to get the intersections get too crazy. Maybe we could pull it off of here, or like this area, so that it's like a smaller intersection. Right, like if we came from here, and then what I'd actually want to, I want to do this, and then like that, right? And then this one, well, let's bring that, let's bring this one longer, and this one long. This might be good too, because it would, right? And then this guy would, don't do that. You craziness. Okay, well, you'll do that. I can live with that. Right? And then let's delete from here to here. Right? So this way they can come in and out of these, not really interfering with this. And then as far as like signaling goes, this makes like a smaller block, and it probably wouldn't hurt if we could, you know, get a little bit of staging here in case we had a couple trains that were exporting. And then what would be the best, like the road, I guess we would really probably want both, right? Like a train cargo station, you know, I was picturing it maybe even as far as up on this flat part. Which way we'd probably want it this way, right? Yeah, I think that would work. And then the train could come in there, and then off the road there we could have whatever buildings we wanted. Is that so we would turn this in from over there? Just do let's just make this a little bit slopier. All right, and then we'll, yeah, we want, oops, run this long. All right, and then 1, 2, 3, something like that. Might as well have it like this. Now, did I leave enough to put a signal in? And a crisscross. Yes, it looks that way. Oh, what happened there? Too sharp a turn. Yeah, maybe it wasn't that way. Rid of this one and see if we can't. Nope, just not quite, huh? Okay, the one side will do it, but the other one won't. Alright, so let's. We can leave that there. Well, no, we can't. Let's just do it a little different. Run these long. And then. We don't have to jam it up that much, right? Get that across there, and then that probably would have been a better way to do it from the beginning. I was trying to get it obviously right up that nice little path that I made, or a nice little flattish area. Hey, that one guy playing. How are you doing? I was just talking about you. Picking on poor off the rails. Just wanted to make sure you weren't offending off the rails by saying things. Hey, Radomir, welcome. I see. Not quite sure why you would have to set fire to someone's mods, but why not, right? Oh, Radomir had an idea, and you guys probably haven't seen it, but you'll see it if you watch the next episode. Look, he told me, put your signal thing right up here and save yourself some clicking. So I did. Now, I could also, if I were smart, do, like, use the hotkeys, which I don't usually tend to do. So in other words, I could hit 2 and get to this symbol. Right, then just hit 1. Look, it doesn't switch it. Oh, what happened? What did I do there? How did I switch those? What the heck did I do? Right. Yeah, it's not working as a hotkey. Why is it not working as a hotkey? I don't know. In any event, we can click on them and do it a little easier than opening up the window. But there we go. So there, that would just give us the possibility of getting in and out. If they're going for export, they'll be able to get fuel from here. And then what I'm thinking of is, while we got, since we are waiting critically on that, let's, meaning these trains to get their work completed. This might not be the world's greatest time and place to do this, but how big is this? Pretty darn big. I'm a little worried about that fitting in there. We can keep it really close to here, which would be, you know, like there. All right, might even take that back a little bit more. Just hoping that we got enough room to fit it in with this slope. Oh yeah. Let's turn it this way so we can get it as lined up as possible. And I want to try to keep it down towards me as much as I can so that I can... That's not what I wanted to do. I've been playing Planet Zoo. That's what that was. That was a Planet Zoo move. Where instead of... In order to rotate, you click. And then hold and then spin, you know what I mean? As opposed to this game where you roll your mouse. Alright, so we're going to do this. You know what? We might as well... Thinking about it. I might as well just construct at least this side with this, right? So then we got to get a road over to here. Let's go with a gravel road. And where is the road? Yeah, I think we're just coming straight on over to here. Yeah, you don't like that? Of course not. You just want to be like that much further away. All right. And then let's get... Should be pretty quick to construct that. I'm hoping. And then we probably need... Now, one thing about this whole clicking on things, like if you notice, why it doesn't open up that other one. Like, I like the fact that this would... It's almost more important to like be able to open up the window. Like, I want to build a gravel road, but if I could just click here... Alright, so how do we want to do this? Well, this, I think we'd want to get at least an open storage in a warehouse, right? So let's see. Let's just level out a little bit more so that the... Make a nice road or two in and out, and let's just get F1. So it shows you how much F1 and F2 move. Like, say it gets me to the next bar. Well, there we go. Well, now it works. I don't know. Okay, well, I don't want that anyway. Alright, so we'll put a warehouse like here. Keep it a little bit further this way where I think it'll still connect. And then I guess we'll do a medium storage, which we'll put... Yeah, medium storage could be a place for a train to get out, huh? Yeah, what if we put our... That would be a little bit too tight. Well, we could put it this way. Assuming the train can take things from the cargo, or no? Will it have to be its own separate medium storage? You'd think I'd know that by now. Let's just... My fear with the medium storage over here... Let's just see... trains. Yeah, no, it'll take those things through it, so we don't have to have... the medium storage attached, but I think it might be good if it was. because give us options. I like options, or at least not, even if we don't attach it, I think it'd be good to. The thing I'm not liking is the road is on the wrong side there. And we could do like this. Maybe a little bit further. Right, and then the road could be down there. And this guy could be like there. And I guess I would asphalt these. Yeah, would we just... Okay, I don't quite like the way that looks, but if it works... I'd like to come off square a little bit, and then... Not too sharp. Okay, never mind. We'll take it any way we can get it, I guess. Sometimes that's the way life is. And for now, I think that would be more than enough. Alright, so trucks can come in here or here, drop whatever we wanted to off. I mean, we could talk about meat, but... Yeah, I mean, if we ever did meat, we would just, you know, put a little refrigerated thing on there. It wouldn't take too much. I don't see why we couldn't expand this possibility. And then... The reason for doing it all this way... Oh, the railroad track's on the other... is still on the wrong side. Well, never mind. We won't do it by railroad track. What do you guys think? Let me read some comments here for a second. Sorry about that. Yeah, this symbol means greater than. Utilize the forklifts by the station. You mean use forklifts over here? Well, maybe what we could do... Yeah, what I don't like about this... We have our road attached... I mean, we could just, you mean, like, just for the sake of using forklifts? How are we doing with our forklifts over here? Yeah, so I guess one of the things we could do... Yeah, I'm not sure. How would we do it, though? Like, or would we do it any different than this? It's one of the reasons. It's not that I don't like the forklifts. Like, I just don't understand how you get... I mean, like, we could deliberately build something and put the forklifts in there. Is that what you would like to do? I guess is the question I would have. You know what? These guys can do something. You know what? The other thing about this thing I just did is getting this constructed by rail, but they could start doing this anyway. That out right out in the middle. They could get the wireframe off. They can work on this and this for now. At least that'll be doing something. Now, do we have all the stuff we need here? We don't have bricks, but I don't know that we will need bricks or not. I don't think we have any bridges. Good. Our construction office is constructing. Yeah, so what did you have in mind, Radomir, with the forklifts? Like, are you thinking... I can undo this. I don't have a problem with that. Just, I mean, I have no problems with the sake of the forklifts kind of thing. Maybe what we could do is... Yeah. see, the thing I don't... Let's destroy this. And before they start working on this... Right? And then... Yeah, they're already building this road a little bit. That's just a little gravel, but... If we were to come up and... Connections between factories. So why don't we see if it helps us. So I'd really rather have it like this. Oop, did it again. Playing the wrong game with my fingers. I mean, if we had this like this, the problem is the road needs to come in this way, right? But if I do it, yeah, the other way, it's like it's just the wrong way around is my problem with it. Like I said, I didn't really mean to plop that right there, but all right, like that would be a good place for this, but then the problem is it's a bad place for the road. Now we could just have the road cross, right? Yeah, I think as long as it... Yeah, but we can't have the railroad track cross, so it would almost kind of have to be here if we want to take advantage of the railroad track. So yeah, maybe what we could do... Hello, Kevin. Welcome to the stream. Good to see everybody here today. Back again for another Saturday. By the way, I don't know where you guys live, obviously. Don't really care. No offense. But it is like 66 degrees Fahrenheit here, which is about, I guess, 20 Celsius, something like that, in that ballpark. And normally, like the high time, this in January, our normal high temperature is like maybe like about 3 or 4 Celsius. So it's absolutely like kind of crazy warm here today. Yeah, I think we could do this. And then what I'm thinking of is, all right, well, let's just build another warehouse because we're wild and crazy people. All right, like this warehouse could go... I'm trying to think about how we get the road on that side. Well, maybe this one could go like this, right? And then if we ever wanted to get the track out could go like that way. All right, and then we would put like... that. I don't know if that'll go or not. Let's just see if they'll connect. Yes. 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 And then we could put our forklift garage. So is this what you had in mind? Maybe turn it this way. All right, and then... Yeah, and the only thing I don't like about this design, and it's not the end of the world, because we're not going to have that many trains in and out of here, is I do like bridges when it comes to roads versus railroads, but I don't think there's any reason we can't. Like, yeah, let's do something like this. All right, it's not perfect, but so that way we can get into our forklift thingy. And we're going to also need power here. So yeah, we'll just have another warehouse over there, because why not? And then this, I'm not really that impressed with this, because I would eventually want to be able to bring... Yeah, it's not going to really be able to get over to here unless I do it from here, right? And it's not much of a run-in. Can we get... Whoa. Gotta stop playing other video games. Alright, so if a train... Just one train could come into here, which is kind of good, because it would be like overflow. You know, like maybe we could have the one kind of train. We could have like 3 different kinds of trains come in here. And that kind of gives us another option to get one off of this track. And then if we really wanted to one day... I really need to stop playing other video games, don't I? You will go. Alright, we could eventually have that. I'm not going to do it right now, but we could have that guy like tied in to the rest of the system, and then that way this might have a little bit more of a run in. And I guess we could do this different if you really wanted to. Yeah, like we could do even more jump offs in a sense, but let's not go nuts. In other words, by that I mean jump offs is probably not the technical term. Like we could have another track or two coming around this way from there. Like they could further come off of each of these lines and then tie back into this one. And then that way this whole line could be, or as much of this line as possible, we could like stage a train more like this, right? It's not letting me do that right now, but is that... So you could improve that in the future if you really had a lot of trains coming in and out. So I like that. And some of the stuff I do is a little bit like that, where it's a little bit overkill, I think. But, you know, by the time you end up going that far, in some ways you might as well build it, especially when it's, you know what I'm saying, like when you know you're going to ramp something up. Like this is probably our last day on the map, so I'm not too worried about our future expansion. All right, but let's get to work, right? And then we could probably go into a faster time mode here. This one. All right, so this will work for now. We could get really 3 trains in here, if not 4 or 5. You know, if we could stage them properly here, which is more than enough. And then if we really felt like we needed it, we could do that. We got our forklift thing going. So hopefully this guy will autofill, and then we can... Yeah, we need... This guy's not finding buildings. All right, so let's get that going sort of ASAP, and there's no reason these guys can't help you. Good, they're getting that road built. We need a road over to here, don't we? Yeah, that's forklift road. We need a road to this as well. Keep wanting to build it out this way, but there's really not a road there. I guess we just need to... Can we come off? Yeah, let's have to jump across this one. Sides are too steep. Can we level? Should have probably leveled a little more before we... Just going to leave that long. Nope. There. That's better. Right, because we can't cross this unless we build a bridge. As far as I know. Still haven't... No, that's still not a thing. Alright, so there we go. Good evening, Mattias. How are you doing? Mathis. I'm sorry. Mattis. Sorry about that. Yeah, we haven't had much... We had like a thread of snow... 3 inches, which I guess is what, like, you know, 75 millimeters or something like that, or less. Like, really predict. But we ended up with like just enough on the ground, but it was like too warm the day before, you know, for it to really stick. If it's just a little amount, which is good. A little bit of ice on the sidewalk, but that was about it. Hello, Czech Patriot. How are you doing? I think that when it comes to roundabout crossings, I talked to Dennis months and months and months ago. Dennis is here today. I think he's still here. And watched him try to do some roundabout stuff. Like, he doesn't make videos, but like he sent me one of his asking me questions. And it's like, I think with other games where there's pathing, it makes like a lot more sense. They just seem to take up like so much space if you want to get them to work. And I mean, honestly, unless you have some like massively busy location that that just really would need such a thing, it's just they're so big that just, and it's not like in other games, because of the pathing, like these trains like stop all the time. And right, like right here, like if a train's going this way, it's going to stop the train coming this way, and there's just nothing you can do about it. Like I said, it's not a criticism of the system they put in place. It's just different, right? Like Transport Fever is kind of what I'm talking about, where they have the pathing for each train, and it's in some ways that's a lot better, but in some ways this works out pretty well too. It's not like, now you get into situations like this. Now this guy's waiting because these guys are over here working, and this is all part of a block. So, and you can see I don't have it. Oh yeah, why are you waiting? No, you're not waiting for them. Is there something else? Oh, because of this guy? No. Oh, because of that guy. All right. Never mind. I was going to say, this guy's on a separate track. But if I didn't have this signal right here, that guy would have sat there waiting. Now, he is still waiting. Why are you still waiting? Oh, because I don't have a signal right here. Which means until this guy gets in the station, that guy's not going to go out. Once he's in there, and if I had put a signal down there, they jam up. So it's certainly not more efficient the way I have it set up, but at the same time, see, now they're both out on the track and they're going to come head to head, but otherwise what happens is they end up coming head to head at a signal. Like right now they're both heading towards each other, but at least this way they just sort of get rid of each other. Like, one of these guys will win the collision and continue, and the other one will be automatically sent back. So, but this works in the sense that you don't have to pay attention to it, even though you're going to have this kind of inefficiency. Yeah. Like, say with these guys, if they ended up coming head to head, because there's no signaling over here, they just make each other disappear. And even though that's not great, it's still better than them coming head to head at signals, which is what these construction guys tend to do to each other, depending on, unless you get it really set up properly. But yeah, so as far as like big, huge looping intersections, I don't see the big, huge benefit, I guess. And I've said this before, I'm not the most 100% efficiency type video game player. So even though I try to do a little bit more of that kind of stuff when I do the videos, it's just not my thing. Like, if it's good enough, it's good enough. Now, that might not make some people or personalities overly happy with me, but it's just sort of the way it is, right? It's like Radomir's suggestion on using the hotkeys. Like, it doesn't matter what game I'm playing. If I'm playing Minecraft or any other game that has, like, a hotkey bar. Now, I think I used to use it a little bit more if I played, like, some games, like, would be a little bit. But even then, I only tend to use, like, 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, I don't tend to use the ones all the way over here because it's, you're trying to do WASD and 9 is like way far off. You can't really reach 9. Now, there's a guy called Worthaby. If you've never heard of his channel, he does pretty good reviews, on video games. I think they're pretty honest reviews, which is all you can ask for. And he's a pretty funny guy at times. He talks about using like TFGH, like, so he remaps his keys like to there, and it does make sense because what he's saying is then you can use like S and D and the other key. You can use your pinky and your ring finger to go do like the X and C, and what I mean, it does make more sense if you were going to do it that way, because it's not like my left hand's on the mouse here. So yeah, anyway. When will I build the Chairman Dacha Car Park Spa as a reward for the people? I'm not exactly sure what you're talking about. Is it a mod? I'm going to assume for a second. And it's not a mod I have, or, you know. Yeah, definitely don't have the Chairman Daja Karpar Spa. All right, so we have forklifts in here, and they're just waiting. That's right. We were trying to fire things up, weren't we? We really didn't get very far. Why didn't we get far? Well, for one thing, we didn't have any chemicals, did we? And we still... We don't have a truckload yet. Or do we? Did any chemicals... Oh, yeah, look at the guy sitting there with some chemicals in them. So we just don't have any workers. But hey, we got some chemicals. And enough chemicals, you know, we got it full of chemicals. Now, you know what I might do? Just because it's going to be a while. Why don't we just send this guy back down? Just because he's mostly empty now anyway. And he'll go back and fill completely up. And then that way, when he does come back, he'll... You know, why not have them full to get started? And I'll let this guy run a little bit more. But hey, we're making chemicals. One more step in the big, long process. Now, we might have a few trains, or a few trucks coming over here. So once we get the plastics going, they should get auto brought into here just by the regular old factory connection. But then they should be brought over to here with the forklifts. And then, yeah, this was built because I don't think we need this, but it was built because this connection wasn't connected right, for those of you guys that missed it. So I ended up building this thinking, I don't know what to do now. Kind of half cussing the forklift thing when it wasn't the forklift thing fault at all. It was this was not connected properly to the factory. Yeah, so we're really waiting on plastics and chemicals for all of this stuff, which means... So how are we doing here? Well, we can get mechanical components down here, can't we? Or didn't we? What are you in there? I think I see somebody hiding. Oh, yeah. They're coming this way. That's a steel truck. So, yeah, why don't we get the mechanical components guy going? All right, what are you? You're doing... what is this? Station 6. Okay, so what's going on with our... we're just hurting for steel. Any particular reason? We're getting iron. Is our coal hurting us like it usually does? I mean, we got 2 people in there. We should have stopped. We should be doing a little bit better because I'm not doing construction with these guys, which does eat up a lot of people. Yeah, I took piano lessons for like 3 of them. I wasn't the kind of 8-year-old that you'd sit in a chair for that length of time and expect to actually enjoy something. You know, if it didn't involve running around or getting dirty, I wasn't generally interested in it. And that was like the days before video games. I guess I did sit there and watch cartoons at times, but yeah, really, I'm just never was the kind of kid that would play piano. Yes, you are absolutely right, Slenderman. I need a massive mansion on the hill. Not necessarily here, this is not, well, this is just me playing with you guys. When I put on my Soviet leader hat, that's in the other Let's Play series. And yeah, I definitely need a mansion over by Neuve Revergrad, I think, somewhere. Like, I have a few ideas as to where to build it, but we get your opinions. Yeah, they really. Has anybody made a building called the Gulag, or is that like politically incorrect these days or something? I can't keep track of what's politically incorrect. It just passes me by too fast. They seem to change the rules too every time I turn around. You're not allowed to do this or that, and call this person that. People are too sensitive, if you ask me. Not to say that you should be mean to people either. I'm not recommending that, but there's a difference between being mean and just somebody being oversensitive to every little thing too, you know. You know what we need? Probably should have considered where we put this guy. I do kind of wish it would tell you the buildings. Yeah, see, it's not going to get to all of these. This guy has power, right? So maybe we just run another one. We don't really have. I guess it would almost be easier to put it like right in here, because we have the road built there. Where there wouldn't really be a road. Well, we could come around this way, but I also don't want to. It doesn't matter. Well, I don't want to really block up this space. Though I think if I kept it right over here, we'd probably be okay. Because I think this guy will make it to these. Yeah, we'll put it right in the middle. Alright, is that far enough away that it's... Alright, let's see. They did do an update, and this is where I would crash the game. Hey, I didn't crash the game. Alright, so we'll come out over this way. Let's just sort of come out straight. No matter what I do. And again, I think we're kind of done after today. Mostly. Assuming we're self-sufficient. Yeah, we'll bring this guy right on across here. And might as well do this now, right? While they're... Well, we'll do our normal... Not cheating, but we'll do our normal build it on the fly. Once I build something once, that's enough. As far as I'm concerned. Alright, so when it comes to building that and that, it's... Alright, rather than not having power there, I'll... I don't find it too realistic to build these lines, and because sometimes it'll take you like months to get that road up there, or whatever else you need to get this thing built and all. Right, let's see, will you attach to that? Yeah, I've never set a one-way road. Not something I ever... In this game, I can't say I've ever said, boy, I really could use a one-way road right here. I guess we could do, like, one way around here, right? See what I mean? Like, would it... I don't know. Traffic... I don't know that I've ever really... Other than where, like, the trains stop, I'm not sure that I've ever had, like, oh, a big traffic jam. Well, and then I guess when they stick... The other thing, they stick their butts out. Like... Not there, but if they were coming into this gas station and there's a bunch of them all needing to use that gas station, they may stick out into the road. More it happens around these Like, you really want these kind of cargo. That's why I didn't mind, like, this being on its own, you know, little extra road there. And, you know, like, same here. Like, don't put that, like, right up against the road, because as soon as, like, this third or fourth truck comes in here to unload, they stick out into the road really quickly. So the more trucks you plan on sending to one of these, you're better off with it. You get 2 in there, but then you want to kind of give yourself a lot of extra room. Like, if I were to send a lot of trucks to this, I'd even consider getting rid of this road like it is and just bringing all 3, like, out. So that way this guy could have, like, a nice long driveway into there. Otherwise, he'll clog up this. But, like, I haven't ever really noticed much of just a traffic jam. Well, you get this, but I don't think a one-way road would help you that much with the fact that this truck's, like, far slower than that bus is. Right? They still would be on the same one-way, slowing each other down. And I don't like the way that this guy just passed and, like, stopped this one. Like, he cuts right in front of him. But again, it's, I don't know. I haven't paid that much attention to it. All right, are we getting this thing built? We gotta be getting close, I hope. Yeah, you're welcome to post whatever you guys want, as long as it's not going to get... And by the way, with the whole YouTube COPPA thing, for many years I tried to keep the channel, like, very clean, like G-rated almost. And now I don't really care so much. Like, earlier, Foxy Cool, that one guy playing, was... said douche, and like I really would have discouraged that in the past, but now that I don't want children watching, so if you have children, tell them not to watch that foul-mouthed old man that might not cuss much, but like, so in other words, I care a little bit less. I'd still like to keep it PG-13 is like I'm sure you guys probably heard of that rating or can guess what it means. Like, still don't want to broach certain topics that are just fully adult, but I think most 13-year-olds know the word douche and wouldn't get overly excited about it or something along those lines. Now, by the way, Foxy Cool, one guy that plays, I don't like you calling people names. That's not a nice thing to do in life, regardless of whether it's, 13 and nothing to do with, let's, stop buying fuel. We have fuel, and we have tons of cisterns. All right, so let's get a cistern. Oh, you know what? This is not my priority, is it? My priority is getting... Oh, you know what? We're still in regular speed mode, speaking of priority. Well, as soon as we do this, we'll... Yeah, so I would appreciate it if you didn't call people names, like, just because... You know what? I have one right here. What am I doing? I don't know. Well, we have 2 now. And you know what? Now I'm thinking about it. This is a better place than that one. Because if a train just comes into here, I don't know. Well, whatever. We have 2. I don't want you waiting there. Right. Tell me you have power. Yes. Now you guys are still, you're working on that one road, so why don't we get you working on this one? Yeah, by the way, I think that in life, this is my experience. I'm not, now why is that not, I gotta do it down here first. Really, calling people names is bad, and I don't mean that from, obviously it's not a good thing to do, but it really does inflame situations, right? Like, because you go from a line where you're saying, I'm mad at you or whatever, but when you start saying you're an asshole or something along those lines, you're really you're attacking that person very personally in a sense, right? Like as opposed to, expressing your feelings or saying that your idea is bad. And I've seen that where it really can lead to some vicious fights. So I don't think you should name call just for the sake of, it can really get you into trouble with people, right? Like, it's pretty mean. It's, see, I hope that makes sense. I don't know if it does or not, but it does to me. Yeah. If you're calling friends names, that's obviously very different. And by the way, that's why I didn't say anything other than it kind of came up in the conversation. Like, you guys seem to know each other, and it with the title on that one guy's playing thing, like he was sort of defending the Ryan guy from having his houses burnt down. So I figured there was some dynamic I wasn't really a member of. And I even started the conversation by just making sure that there wasn't some kind of animosity between that one guy playing and Off the Rails, which doesn't really seem to be. So if you guys are having fun, have at it. All right, so what are we doing? We are really just in rail building mode here, aren't we? So I think what I need to do is really just keep this guy open for the rest of the remaining, 2 hours, and just make sure, because this guy's like going to be done this one in a heartbeat. And I think I may even just get him to do that one next. Oh, and I just closed them because, right, because he'll be done that one in a heartbeat. This guy will get that done. Yeah, that's not the most important thing to get done, is it? No, because these guys can spin around. Right, so we're going to cancel him working on that. They were just staying busy. And I put this guy onto this track, so let's... I really want to get at least one of them up into here. And I sort of assigned... Is this guy heading back? No, not yet. All right, let's just get him working on this, because we really want to get this leg of it built so that we can get to where it's a double track again, and then we can build that double track. This is going to be a problem for building it, isn't it? There's no way to get in and out of there with the way I have things now. What do you guys think? Should we just buy this section? Now, we're going to do a train set. All of this would need to be electrified on top of it. Yeah, and at one point, we got a mechanical components guy. Oh, did he bring some in? Yay, there we go. Good. One more thing. Yeah, and then fabric. Can we get our fabric going? Yeah, if we got chemicals. So I guess I guess we would bring chemicals in here. Yeah, you've got corn. So why don't we get another covered haul? You have any in there? No. So let's come back over here and just to get it done, right? Because we could send them to one or the other. Something to do for 2 minutes. Now, do we think one of these is going to produce better than the other? This guy might actually have less people coming. We got 26 in here and 10. Yeah, let's take him to the one, because this guy has his own bus that just drives up to him, so he might be a little more consistent. Wait for chemicals. Wait to unload your chemicals. Go. Now we should have 2 trucks. Yep. Oh, we got 3 trucks. Are they all chemicals trucks? That one is. What are you doing? Yeah, you're waiting to load plastic and take it where? Oh, that's right. We need plastic in here as well. Yeah, there's no real easy way to get it all the way down there. Now, this might be where the forklifts would come in handy, right? Like if we busted this. Oh, look, we actually might have a legit use for the forklifts. Yeah, but how would we build that? Do we need a road to build to here or no? I guess we don't because we didn't before. Yeah, let's just see, right? We could just play around. We don't have to build all this stuff the hard way. Right, just for experimenting purposes. Right? If we destroyed that, and I put another one of these in, I don't know if that'll attach up too well. Alright, and we did like this, and that. Alright, and then we can just fund them. It's not like we have a ton of money, but we're doing pretty well. Alright, now the problem is... Oops, I closed our... Are you guys still busy? No, you're... Let's keep these guys busy the whole episode. That's like my one job. So if I don't keep them busy, yell at me. As best you can through the chat. Alright. Yeah, let's get somebody on that one. Alright. Now... Yeah, so we can't do like 3 stops either, can we? So this guy will go from here to here, but then we want another one to take plastic all the way down to there. So we need another one of these, which means deleting this guy and hoping we can fit... You know what? That looks like it'll work right there. Right, this one just because it's... Well, let's just get her done. How much is this going to cost? Yeah, we can afford 10,000. Right, and then we'll put no fuel. Yeah, you know what? We got 7 million cisterns. Yeah, let's get that. Let's go get a cistern. Might as well use them up. Yeah, I don't really have any. I mean, can we do? Yeah, there's an intersection. Right. So what we'll do is we'll have them come into here. But like right now, the problem's going to be he's just going to sit behind that other truck. But if I... Here, sorry, let me finish my thought here. And then wait here. All right, if we can get that other road built, will he be smart enough to go to this side of the thing? I hope he will. If not, we'll send him someplace else. We have a little bit of... Yeah, now we got this. Okay, we're auto-finding the road, so why don't we send this guy to do like those things. Can we build this? Alright, so now we should have fuel in the way, or at least we might have fuel in the way. What are you doing? You are waiting to load electronics. Take them to here? Why would we do that? Isn't this... Oh, electrical components. Yeah, but they would just come in this way, wouldn't they? Yeah, and then we would... Well, let's just do this. 50-50. Ish. Yeah, 50-50. plastics and electrical components. And then why would you be taking them to here? You're not going to do that. That doesn't make any sense. All right, and then what is this guy waiting for? What is this? Road, yeah, 5 would make sense. Warehouse 7 is what? That's this one. Now, this was where we were going to take certain things. Yeah, so I don't even know if we needed that hub down there, but we'll build it anyway, because that'll give us more excuse to play with the forklifts. So good idea, Radomir. Yeah, so you know what? I don't even want you to... There's no reason for you to go to this stop. Alright, so you could go to 5, which is to get those into here. Which if we could get another one of these buildings, which would be kind of hard, I think, at this point. I guess we could bust into here and put another one. Alright, manage forklifts. Add a new connection. So I want you to go from here to here. Plastics. And wait for now at both places, I guess. Alright, so hopefully that doesn't jam things up too much. And we'll put 2 of them. Can we do more? Oh yeah, we can do 3. Alright, we got 3 in there. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, now this could be a bit of a problem, huh? If they're all... Well, they should all be waiting for plastic, so I guess they should hopefully flow pretty well. But yeah, is there any reason we couldn't then do this? I guess because we've already set up all our truck stuff to go. Alright, let's see. Is this... Well, we could do like this, right? That might not be too long. I think it might be. Does that... What happens to our forklifts? So it's not going to let me... Yeah. Alright, that's fine. We could just drive them over there for now. And maybe one day we can send them back or... whatever. This guy's almost done. There we go. My number 1 job. Back on it. Alright, Slenderman. Thank you for being here. Yes, have a nice day. I hope it wasn't too long ago you said goodbye. Radomir says... Okay, so other things will navigate the factory roads. So in other words, this is like an entrance for those things to... So I could put it like over here or something. Let's try that. So you're saying I can do like... Well, maybe I could put it over there. Maybe I can't. Can you get over here? Can't build. Let's level it up a bit. See if I can get it in there. All right, so you're saying I don't need to actually... Oh, come on. Oh. I don't know if that's going to connect or not. Oh, yeah. So you're saying we could do like this. Yeah, I don't want to pay for everything in the area. But I'm willing to pay to mess around with this. All right, so now can we get... All right. Well, we would do like this. let's leave that open. Let's do this. So you're saying that right, and I said leave that open, and then I said I had one job and they're not assigned. All right, so that guy's into there. This guy needs to go this way. And then once we get through here up to here, then we can start building there. Now let's just check on our other train thing and see how they're doing. Are they still, they're not jammed up or something? They're going a long way. No, I don't think they're jammed up. I didn't really see them on the line. Hopefully they would get into a certain timing where they don't interfere with each other. Here comes one of them. Right, like it's better if they're like opposite each other. Yeah, as a matter of fact, we're gonna make them opposite of each other. So in other words, like this guy's going out here to work, put a bigger gap so they don't tend to wait on each other at all. Right, by the time the one heads out, the other one's heading back in, and they're both on, they're kind of heading out there at this opposite times or more opposed. There we go. All right, so now let's finish this up. All right, so what we need is another cistern. So let's test the validity of those going from one area to the next, right? So they're going to go from, yeah, see, we're getting a little traffic jam down there until we get, well, hopefully this other guy will go to the other side, right? Oh, yeah, look, he goes right on there. Not that I doubted you, but I wouldn't have assumed that, so thank you for letting me know. Right. And start. And I'm hoping they go to this other side. Like we can send this guy out of here for his, you know, we'll just have him go get more fuel. And then this guy should start bringing fuel up to here. And then I guess it really doesn't matter which one we do which, right? So we'll get 2 forklifts. I think will be plenty. And then we want you to go from here to here. And wait. Plastics. You don't have to start them or anything, right? They just go on their own. Assuming they have fuel. Yep, look at them all waiting, ready to get their plastics. And why aren't we making plastics? Because we don't have people. Now, what are you doing? Oh, you can't get to your next stop. So I guess I didn't do that right, huh? Yeah, so, but he's not able to get to his next stop to unload here. So that really didn't work. Like it has to be a road connection that he can get to, which is kind of unfortunate. I mean, I could just like sell all of the forklifts or bring them all back in, and maybe we'll do that, right? Can we? All right, does that get them out of their way, or are they? All right, like go home. Is there any way to tell them to go home? Yeah. Let's tell this guy to go home first. Right? Oh, are they not? Yeah, they're not real smart, are they? Is there any way to get them off of here? guess I could just sell them, right? Like this guy, he won't give it up. Yeah, let's just sell them. Oh, there you go. Not quite sure what you two think you're doing, other than did I not tell you to wait? Nah, they're going back. Okay. I'm not really sure that I care what they just did, other than now they're probably in there and I can't delete the building, right? So, all right, let's come over here because I think we can get another one of these in. All right, might as well do that. And then this can be a little bit more this way, I think. No. There we go. All right, and then we can set. Oh, no, we need to purchase these first, I bet. All right, so now we need to purchase this. Might as well just purchase that. All right, and there's nobody left in here, so let's demolish this one. And might as well just get rid of that connection. All right, we don't really need this, so you know what, we'll just, well, you know what, I guess it won't hurt. All right, so now can you're gonna now go to here to unload fuel and weight. And I closed my train station, even though that's my #1 job. But we're not really there yet. Are we having problems, or are we working? Why don't I? There he comes. All right, now as far as what you guys are doing, so this was the one, I know I'm changing subjects here. This guy is also going to this cargo station 6. And we really don't need any of these guys. Cancel. Oh, you know what? We don't really need any more either. But now we also have a little bit of an issue of not necessarily having a good way of flowing our overflow, if that makes sense. Like, will the forklifts take priority over the trucks? That's another good question. Yeah, so that guy was holding the other guy up. So no more trucks coming in here. So in other words, like, one of the things I was going to do is drive the trucks around, drop off to the places that need the electrical components, and then drop off the excess here. But will the forklifts take a priority over getting the plastics? I guess they might. Or if I leave a plastics thing here, that's just going to suck all the plastics out. I'm sorry, electrical components out of here. Yeah, so we'll have to see how this goes. Like, in other words, it's a pretty big benefit to have it be that way. So now let's reset these up. And what I think I'd do is do 1, 2, 3 so that they're in the proper order. Let's buy a forklift for there, right? Not that there's a proper order, but see what I mean? Like, so these guys here would do here to here. Right. Yep, there you go. So you should be waiting. And then these will go from here to here. Kind of don't like the way they really, they do like the start button, maybe because I'm just used to it. All right. And then you to here. Right, so that should get us 3 different routes. Yeah, I think it would be nice, certainly maybe even a mod where these could handle more. I think this is a little bit silly. You know, like, would you think you could have like a big one with the ability to do more routes where you wouldn't need this? It's almost like a bit of silliness there, what's going on with all of these. Yeah, that's fine. It just didn't seem to work when I put it down over here, but that's fine. I just had to. It's not that I was being lazy, but I, was just trying to not have to send all those guys back or sell them or whatever to get that in there. And it was a good thing to try. That's one of the reasons I liked the idea to do this Saturday episode was you guys know different and a lot of things that I don't, and hopefully vice versa. I can share the things I've learned and. Oh, there we go, my one job. And then once we get past like this next thing, we can get them working on 2 separate tracks. And yeah, I'm just going to go ahead right now and we're going to purchase these. Because otherwise we'd have to make some. And if it was the regular series, I'd probably try to figure out a way to do a loop-de-loo and all that kind of stuff. But, you can come in here. The problem is, like, this. Like, I really like the way this worked out. Like, at first, I kind of did it the opposite way. I mean, this sort of looks goofy. You can make it look nicer. But this way, you can always construct everything if you do it like this as opposed to, like, a regular intersection. Because you can't double back on itself. And they made it so now they will go up and work on this, I noticed. Like, even if this is just like the next assignment, but then they get stuck in here and they still can't get back. So I don't know if that was just a temporary glitch or what was going on. Good, we're getting this built. And let's get this guy assigned whatever he can do. Oh, where did I go? Too far. Alright, you're already doing that. That means you can do that. Can you do this? Will these only work through forklifts? Because I don't... like... How do we get this constructed? That I don't remember. Yeah, well, we'll get the rest of it built first. We'll worry about that second. All right, now that this guy is on to, let's let him come back, because they're both going to be going in and out the same track. So we'll let this guy get all the way back here. And once he reloads, we'll send them back out. Send both of them back out. I hate to think about how many hours I sat here babysitting these trains. It's been quite a few. Right, yeah, let's let the prefabs fill back up. And then I can send this guy over to here, and hopefully they won't fight with each other too much. But that'll be it. That'll get all that built. Then we got to get these 2 things built. Now, how are we doing over here? See one guy coming back. Yeah, and see this other guy's out here, so hopefully they're... Oh, now they're on the... Yeah, I'm hoping... Yeah, you know what I should do now? Well, you know what, we're gonna leave it alone for now, but I'm thinking what I should do is make this one way. Right, so the other one could be up here waiting to get in. No, they won't send more than one train, will they? Yeah, I wish the game would send like assign more than one train at times, right? Because what's going to happen now is they both won't work on this, but it'd be nice if you could have the next one waiting right here, ready to go in when that guy headed back out. But I guess it's getting kind of complicated for the code that has to sit there and do this stuff. We can get the other guy to work on this track. Yeah, so this, we'll leave it alone until that other guy gets the other road done. Yeah, so now, see, like, hopefully this guy, see the way I did the timing? Hopefully this guy will get out there before this guy even barely waits here. Like, he'll have cleared this section. He'll have gone, refilled, and come back before this guy gets down there, or at least close. Let's see the race to the finish line. Who gets there first? See, perfect. They never slow down. Building is on fire. Okay. Yeah, we do have fire protection. I think they come from here. Yep, I can see the fire truck buzzing out there. Oh, there's already one there. But they're barely... There you go. Yeah, we got it knocked. Okay. Fabric. No workers, but we have chemicals and we have crops. Now, we don't have a train. But I'm pretty sure this is, we intended this, yep, for fabric. Well, I don't really want to put a train on there until we get this construction done, though probably wouldn't hurt, would it? We could certainly get this warehouse filling up. Yeah, so I guess we would just need to bus people over to here. I'm pretty sure... Let's leave this open for a second. But I'm pretty sure I don't have any buses. We only have a few depots around the map. Yeah, no. That was a construction office there until it burnt down. Not sure why it burnt down. We had a firehouse right there. And... Okay, so we just buy a bus. Thinking just one bus, certainly, to get started. We can use up to 100 people. We go with this one. I don't remember buying an IKR 260 very often. And where will we get people from? Probably over here, because they'll be a little further away from this train stop. Probably could have just brought them right directly in. Might be a little bit shorter trip. Missed. All right, now how many people do we have? One worker. Oh, look, we got 5 plus 21s. Hey, I think that's the first time we've ever had plus 21s. Yep, right over here. So let's... What, are these houses all full? Nah, they just didn't move. Yeah, let's put some more people over here. There you go. Let's see if that takes care of all of our plus 21s or not. Because if it doesn't, that means we might... Oh, where did I go? Lost. Completely lost. Yeah, we probably have some over here. Well, I don't know. But we could probably take a few people out. Why are there hurt people over there? Oh, we went down to 0. That's right. I don't think we're getting ready to ramp this up anyhow. Let's go see. Do we have a hospital over here? Yes, but we don't have any ambulances. And still don't see any reason why not to buy the cheapest ambulance. Unless you just like the looks of the other ones. None of them look like an American ambulance, which tends to be like bigger and boxier, kind of like a bread truck. I don't know if you guys have bread trucks. I mean, I'm sure you have trucks that drive bread around Europe, but I don't know if they're the same kind of bread trucks, or if you're Britain, I guess it's lorries. So what are we doing with the hospital? Or, oh, that's right. Oh, there it is. Yeah, well, we have 2 ambulances. Are they just too busy for 2 ambulances? Yeah, let's get them another one. Good, so what are we up to? 10,000 people. Not too bad. We really struggled at one point with that. All right, so that should get us a few more people here. Yeah, good. Now, yeah, this guy's told to go to that platform. Yeah, you're getting quite a few people in there. There we go. So we're making some fabric. So now... Yeah, I don't think there's any reason we couldn't send a train into there. Just to make sure we can get it in. How is our... Good. You guys are working and not fighting with each other back and forth. Yeah, we don't need this right now. So let's just get a pretty small train. We don't really have a depot. We have this depot. Can they get out of here? No, not really. I busted up all those roads. So do we want to build a depot over here? That might make a lot of sense. Well, you know what? If we don't want to have to electrify a lot of track, it's going to make a lot of sense to put a depot like over here. Now, where is our fire protection end? Okay, we still have a bit. All right, building is on fire. Let's go check that out. We're not in a hurry. Okay, well, we definitely don't want that to burn down. Yep, there's a fire truck pulling in. Good. But yeah, so I think what I would like to do, say we're going to have to electrify all of this track if we want to use a train set. So I'm thinking if we come from like here, all right, we smooth out a little bit and just put it like right up here where it still would be in fire protection. See if that turns green. No, but mostly because it just didn't like that one. It won't fix this for some weird reason. It's where the old-fashioned leveling tool actually can do you some good. All right. Oh, I closed that. All right, so what we're going to do is we'll just send them to that other station first, but this might, yeah, this is going to bust up his job. You know what, I'm going to wait until he finishes. Let's just make sure we can get up the hill. Yeah. Pretty sure we'll see if I put that in. If I put that in, it's going to stop him from working. So I'll wait till he starts returning, and then we can do it. All right. So now, probably need to get a road up here too, don't we? Let's just out of the principle of it, let's just level off a little bit extra. Or at least make it a little more level. Right, I want to come back because it's looking pretty steep. Yeah, let's do this. Oh, still, let's get rid of all of this. Right, see, he did head back, right? That was the other one. But we can put it on there now. It's not going to stop him from going back. Just. All right, so it canceled. See how that guy just disappeared? So rather than have him, a little tiny bit of micromanaging, rather than have him, you know, be canceled in the middle of when he had materials out that way, just slightly faster. Now, the only other problem is this needs to be an electric track. Oh, you know what the other problem is? If we do want trains to go the other way, don't we? Yeah. Like, I need the regular trains to be able to come off of here. Yeah, let's see if we can't lower some of this until it's not red. That does take forever. Right, and this actually doesn't need to be an electric track. I probably would have put this in a little bit different place if I had. Yeah, really, would we not? Like, why not just make that a whole separate thing? I don't think they'll get confused by that, will they? So this one could be constructed. This other one will have a hard time. So I'm going to, again, no flip around to come back in the other way. But that'll let us buy electric trains, put them into here. And then if we build this, we can get that other train purchased. And now we need to get a road up here, which is looking like maybe we'll do it this way. I think it just needs to be a road for construction purposes. Go through the mountain there. Turn off the wireframe. There. I think he's still under fire protection, I hope, after all of that. Oof. Yep, he's right in the last band there. Very good. All right, so I think... Yeah, I think we're really not in a hurry to get the fabric over there, but it would be kind of nice to see that done. Now, did you find this road? Is that the road you're... Yes. So why don't you help him with that road? And since this guy is headed back, let's cancel his assignment real quick. And, oh, neither one of them's assigned. Why are they... Oh, did I forget to... Yeah, let's do this. And that guy's going to come off of the opposite track, right? Good, so we'll get that depot built, and we'll get the road to be able to get the train out here, and then we can get whatever other train. So that's just really this one. I don't know if we're going to put one to here because we kind of changed our plan by messing with the forklifts. So really, for all of our train line building, we're going to have one train back and forth with the fabric, which we probably could have easily done with trucks at that point. But I think it's good to have it. If nothing else, it was good to build it for this. And then if you were going to play your map more and more, I think that would be good because you could really ramp up your auto production if you wanted to. And by having trains over here, it doesn't hurt. Plus, trains are cool. Hey, Xavier, welcome. You're going to a party. Oh, good. Have fun. Yeah, now is this guy doing what? He's waiting for fuel. Okay, so he went to the opposite side, which is fine. He's waiting to drop off fuel. That's good. These guys, we got fuel in all of them and power. Power. Do we need power here? I don't know. I think we have a power. Oh, we have it right here. That'll be close enough. All right. Anything else that I'm missing that you guys can think of that we should be doing or can do? Yeah, it's going to take a while to fill this anyway. So there's really no huge hurry on getting that done. And then how is our steel? There we go. Look, we got some steel, which means, yeah, we're getting mechanical components. Are we full here? Yeah, not too many. Yeah, full of steel here. That hit us up for some steel right here. This open storage 300, like just filling that up alone on this factory probably took quite a while. So yeah, we need to get plastics. It's all about getting the plastics going, which is all about getting the people. Getting the people up to here. And then how are we doing over here? Let's just leave these guys be with getting this road done. Again, not that we're in that much of a hurry, but we might as well do one thing at a time. And this whole export thing is just sort of a big extra. But now there isn't any reason that if we did figure out a way. See, that my problem with what we did was that with the forklifts is that it becomes difficult to regulate the amount. Other than the assumption could be that, well, if this factory takes priority over the truck, that would be good too, right? So that as long as we knew we had enough electronic components here, well, we need, yeah. This guy needs plastics, yeah. This guy needs plastics, and this guy needs plastics. The other thing is, if we could, I guess we could almost, yeah, we could almost put like another forklift thing over here that would then take the electronics over to here. Yes, but I did send that truck away, which I really probably shouldn't have, huh? Yeah, we do need that guy. I thought I sent one of them over here that had the assignment of... Yeah, I didn't clear their assignment. Something else did. So we really do need to get... We either get another forklift. I guess we should do forklifts, huh? Because we can go this way. Here's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, let's mess with forklifts even more. All right, we destroy that. We put this guy in here like... Oops. Like that. Right, and then that attachment's back. Now is that gonna flow without a forklift? Or once you put, well, see, that's a problem for over, where else did we have that scenario? If there's only two connections, do the things flow? Why is this not attached to there? See, the problem is we'd actually need two more forklift places. Right, because what I was thinking is we'd have a forklift run from here back over to here. Oh yeah, we really didn't need this other guy. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to undo that. Because I don't know how this is going to work. I'd be amazed if it worked well. Right? In other words, this guy's already attached to here. To get plastics. So he doesn't need this guy to get him plastics. What this guy needs to do, right, is actually go from here, pick up. Why can't I do oh, there it is, electrical components. And then go to here and drop off your electrical components. Right? So that we don't need that truck that I was just about to put on to go to here. 'Cause this should, I'm hoping, flow the plastics in, and then the electrical components would come in. We've got our mechanical components come into here, and that would spit out electronics through this one. Why is nobody working on that one? I know I said I wasn't going to mess with these guys till they got the other thing done, but... Do you notice how with the one update, everything says road now? Too many things say road. And I imagine that's how they quantify it on some level in the code, but it doesn't necessarily... Yeah, village... The village storage medium. What is this? Oh, the storage. Yeah, I'd really kind of wanted you to work on the other thing, but maybe we'll give your buddy down here this to do. He's a bigger station anyway, with a lot of trucks. All right, so what are you working on? Oh, you're working on this over here, aren't you? Yeah, that's fine. All right, does that make sense? I think we straightened that out. Good, I'm glad I thought about that more. I'm glad we're kind of dilly-dallying, waiting for our trains to go by. Oop, speaking of which, falling behind on my one job that I have. All right, yeah, get out there. Good, we're staying up with the supplies over here. That's very good. Like our trains aren't going slower for the supplies. Now, somebody had asked last week, I'm forgetting exactly, like, why I do this, like, build all the track first, and then make it electric track. Now, what is... Yeah, this needs to be electric tracked as well, doesn't it? I might as well pay for that now. And the reason is because it speeds up the construction a lot, because they don't go back and forth quite so often. Like, they just... Like, once they come back around... Let me describe it when I get done that. So in other words, this guy comes all the way out here. Eventually he's going to hit this point, and he's going to keep building track until he runs out of supplies, and so forth and so on, through all these little pieces. Like, this is a great example. Like, he would build this track, and then he's going to build right into here. But if these weren't all electrified, or if these were electrical tracks, they would stop here, drive all the way back, get some, which wouldn't be so bad on a long stretch like that. But then he would come up here, build this little bit of track, drive all the way back, get a little bit of, well, he fills up fully, but he comes back, does a little bit of the electrical, and then he would come in here and work on this little bit with laying the track. So this way, hopefully he'll come right in here, lay all this track, then take a trip back, then come back in and lay the rest electrical when you reassign it later on. So it's more micromanaging at that point, but it definitely pretty greatly speeds up the overall time it takes to do it. And it's really not too bad assigning the electrical track, because they cover a pretty great distance when they come back. They do it pretty quickly, and they cover like a lot further when you're laying the track. Like, they go a longer distance. Good, so that's getting worked on. So is there something that I'm missing that we need to do? We'll get our train going here. That'll get fabric and plastics. Really getting people up to here. We're all ready to go. We're going as fast as we can. How is our crops are more than holding up? But then again, we're not really using anything, are we? We're just spinning a lot of spinning our wheels to a certain degree. Right, how's our lumber? Yeah, lumber's doing well. Let's just go take a look around. How about here? Well, we got a lot of crops here. All right, how are we doing here? Okay, well, here we are. Yeah, maybe we should talk about upgrading this. Antonio had wanted to do this, and certainly not something I could argue with. Like, take the trucks. Oh, you know what? We have those two covered hauls we're not using. Do they have anything in them? Nope. Why don't we do this for starters? All right, we're going to take this guy from here to here. You're going to take food. Yeah, you might as well wait to load, because these guys will just be on their own thing. And then we'll get as many trucks as we need to keep this thing full. All right, where we go from here, and then we'll divert all the other trucks. All right, and I'm very deliberately putting the trucks to wait in here, and then we'll have the other guys that are running to pick up stuff. All of these, instead of going to the food factory. All right, let's insert to here a load, food, wait, and then delete this one. All right, so now who's going to come to this warehouse to get his food? And hopefully we don't make too big a mess of this while the transition's happening. I guess I should probably give it a little bit of time. Right. Now did that guy not wait? That guy didn't. I don't think these guys are waiting properly. Or maybe he had a full load already, right? So now this guy will head over to here. Right, is this guy dropping off some stuff? Yeah, so the other guy will pick it up. So hopefully they'll get back and forth fast enough to kind of stay ahead of all these trucks. These other trucks are going a lot further, obviously. Oh. Hope I didn't do that to any other ones. Okay. Oh, you know what? The other thing is... Yeah, so you are going to... Is this road cargos? Yeah, so you... I don't want to mess with you. Right. Yeah, this one needs to be changed. Did I change the wrong one? In other words, like... Hope not. Maybe you guys might have caught that if I... Right. Alright, so we should end up with 2 vehicles. No, see, I changed the wrong one. Alright, well, we can do this nonetheless. Alright, so I need to come back over here. There should be 2 trucks going back and forth. And I changed one of them. I'll show you what I mean when I find him. He's not going to be that kind. He's going to be this kind. Oh, there he is. So what is this guy doing? Unload crops. No. Yeah, I don't know if there's any way to get those out of there. Wait to unload that. You know, here's how we get rid of them. Not sure how he got crops in there. We'll just sell them and buy another. Oh, you know what? Why don't we... I know that was a waste of money, but why don't we buy them over here? Yeah, because I want at least 2 of them over there doing their thing. I don't think one's going to be enough. I might have accidentally clicked on him, and then he picked up crops from in here, maybe. Yeah, so why? Okay, you're just doing that. You don't push it in hard type thing. All right, so this guy should have 2 vehicles, and they should both have the same route now. Yeah, there you go. Good. Does that make sense? So now we're pumping all of our extra, so that should give us at least some more buffer. And then the question is, do we keep... Yeah, we're keeping this guy empty, which is probably the biggest thing. Now, whether we're keeping up or not, that's a whole nother issue, but that's good. So we got that flowing. Nice little thing to maximize. Make sure we're always producing food, since I think we were a little bit low on that at times. Yeah, are we having any problem with our most important job? Nope. Now, do we have our depot done? Yes. So why don't we, without blowing out the bank, we want a diesel locomotive, and we don't have a red one, unfortunately. And I don't know why we wouldn't just get the cheapest one. Oops, I didn't really mean to necessarily buy that, but we did. I did. Yeah, it's fine. And then we want cargo, and we want to be able to bring fabric. And yeah, this looks like our only choice this year. And I'm thinking, I mean, really, I think a 2-train car would probably be plenty. And let's see how we do. All right, he's just going to go from here. Hopefully he doesn't run into any problems in the few trips he's going to make. And I want you to load up with fabric and wait, and then unload the fabric and wait. Good, another step closer, I hope. He's heading out there, and he doesn't have any big question mark over his head, so good. And these guys are both in there pounding away, and they'll be done pretty soon. So yeah, I think we're going to be done in time, guys, to be pretty close to self-sufficient. Another hour on fast forward. Are you getting fuel? Yeah, good. That worked. We got double fuel. This guy certainly shouldn't run out of fuel. Kind of a little overkill there, I think, but... And if I was too worried, I'd probably get rid of one of the 2. And really probably this one, considering that this train might, you know, want to refill, it's probably better to do this. But then we also have this one right up here, so we got the diesel fuel covered, that's for sure. No doubt. All right, good. So the locomotive, it'll take a while for him to fill up, but... There he is. And we can always, if we want to test things out, we can always send him over to here. I don't really need to test it out that much. Eventually, we'll put some signaling on this, since he's him and the construction guys. He might be... Yeah, well, eventually we could use... Maybe we could start getting that set up, or does it make any sense... Yeah, I mean, this guy needs crops. Does it make any sense to put crops in a train here, drive them around the corner? Or I guess we could take fabric out of here as a possibility too and bring it to other places. We'll see. Speaking of fabric, how is our clothing? Our clothes are jammed full. Yeah, so are we... And see, that's the kind of thing that we could definitely put a train on here. Now, this is saying no electricity. Yeah, well, I guess that makes sense. I don't know why I electrified that. I guess because I was electrifying everything else down here. Yeah, we could definitely talk about a train that would export clothing. It would be nice to have some kind of way of dropping it off. Let's take a look at our finances as we... Let's look at last month since it's just the second. So what have we bought? Meat. And even that's not a steady purchasing of it. It seems like it might even just be a distribution issue. Alcohol, well, we're not really making any alcohol, and we're only selling it in one city. Chemicals, well, yeah, we're not really making chemicals, though. What would we have been buying chemicals for? I'm not real sure. And electronics, not quite sure. Well, I guess, yeah, we're not making our own electronics, but did you buy chemicals? Who's buying chemicals? Because we are making some chemicals, even if it's not a lot of them. Yeah, I didn't put any of these guys on purchase. Well, you don't use chemicals. Who would have been using oh, this guy. Yeah, you're purchasing chemicals when you make clothes. Yeah, we could definitely put a chemicals truck in here. Right? And we're full of chemicals, so we might as well take advantage of that and stop buying them. It's part of being self-sufficient, right? So let's get another covered haul. Oop, we got two. Hopefully we'll use them. Alright, and you're gonna go... Let's have this one go from this one, even though... Alright, unload, start. Yeah, so eventually we might even be able to bring them over to here to have it done that way. Good, one less thing we're buying. Let's see, how was our economy for this year? Did we buy anything else? Yeah, this is probably when I was purchasing things, this gravel, asphalt, steel, prefab panels, electrical components. Yeah, that's when I'm either purchasing track or connections. But the chemicals, yeah, it was probably when we're making that. Electronics, just for the people, we're not making those. So really, this is where we're talking about becoming self-sufficient. It's really a matter of making the electronics. And, you know, maybe we could talk about improving the meat, though I have a feeling... Yeah, see, that's a meat distribution problem we're having someplace. Not a problem. Now, it would be nice if you could... Yeah, see, like right here, this guy might start buying meat at a certain point before that guy even gets back. Well, no, he should be... Yeah, I don't understand this. Of all of them, this meat storage should be fine. And you should be going over to that other meat storage, right? Yeah, no, you're going to... You're loading meat from... Okay, from here. Yeah, I guess that's fine. We could probably have them come up to here, but then again, I guess there's only one parking space. If we have a meat truck waiting here, that could be a problem. Now, I wonder if he could load meat from here. Alright, this is the guy. Alright, would you... That's an interesting question. I'd like to find out right now. What do you guys think? Can we... Alright, if we go like to there and say, Load meat. Nah, look at that. It won't let me. Okay. Well, that answers that question. So if we wanted him to come into here to get meat, the problem is he blocks the other guy, which is the guy dropping meat off. So this, yeah, we're probably better off with the way we have it. Now, when you the only other place we'd be buying meat from is over here, which would make more sense because it's so much further away. But yeah, look, we have 2 trucks. Right? Like, so in other words, this guy doesn't have any extra meat storage. And because of that, like, you could see where there's a scenario where he might not get back here in time. And I think the only real solution would be to, and maybe we take that solution, right? Do we have a power thing? Where's our power? Power's right there. Good. So what I'm thinking of is maybe we build, yeah, we can even come up. I don't necessarily want it on the main road in and out of town. Not that that's a problem. Well, you know what? We're just going to plop it in there. Why don't we do, just to make sure this isn't the reason we're buying meat, just a little added extra efficiency. No, storages. All right. We put a meat storage here. Are we on a hill? We put a road cargo. I see where it tried to improve this, but it's still backwards. No matter. Can we get a road up here? All right, I still want the opposite version of this, like this, or you know. So that means we got to do. It's even goofier in some ways. I think we're far enough away to make this happen. Yeah. If you're too close, it won't zigzag like that, and then we'll take this one, go like that, and we should have construction office here. Oh, but nobody's in it. I thought we had people down. That's not the one that burned. Now this was a road depot over here that burned, and you know what? It took a bunch of our cisterns. We actually don't have any extra cisterns at this moment, which is sort of shocking. But yeah, no, we don't have a construction office over here. You know what? Let's just buy it, because we're at the end, and I think we have enough money for everything else we want to do. We'll go hog wild here purchasing. I don't know why they say hog wild. It's kind of a weird thing to say, isn't it? All right, so now what we could do is like just say have 2 trucks steady driving back and forth and then 1 in here. So let's go buy, it's probably better to buy it from over here. We'll buy another refrigerated. And we'll say, so we'll see if it works out to have 2 refrigerateds driving over there. All right, come there and load. And then come here and unload. Yeah, you know what, you can wait in both places, I guess. All right, and then we'll take you. Yeah, so you're going to go from there to here and unload, and you're waiting there, and we're going to X this guy out. Since you already have stuff in you, we're going to send you to there. All right, and then this guy, yeah, we'll add 1 to here, but you're going to come here and load. Wait, and then we'll get rid of this. All right, so those 2 trucks. Okay, so he just ran out, but that other guy should have dropped stuff off here. It's not quite enough. All right, Yeah, so but he didn't wait, so that's good. He got a full load. Now, the only problem we would have is if these two guys didn't keep this full, but then we could always put a third truck on there, right? So hopefully, I think that's going to be, like when you think about it, we had two trucks and they were pretty much keeping up. Well, now we have two trucks constantly pretty much driving back and forth, so that, and then this guy should always have a, pretty shortly here, always have a little buffer in here. So these guys will be working a lot more to get this thing filled up rather than just sitting here and this guy can take the last little bit. So, I think that's a lot more efficient. Plus it also clears up a parking space here. So, hey Martin, welcome. How's about starting an export to the evil west? Knowing full well it will require a gas station or two and some power. Not exactly sure what you're referring to 100%. As far as the evil west, but I will definitely look into it, and if you can explain it better, I'd be happy to. Yeah, see, look, he went in here and he got himself jammed up. Now it's good when they get themselves jammed up and they haven't finished the route, right? But the other thing he did was he took... Oh, this guy's still working on this one. Yeah, so we'll tell him... Never mind. Sometimes what they do when they do that is they take the other guy's job away from them. Right? But it turns out this guy's working on... The other guy was working on this one. So, look, guys, we're very close to getting that track. Then we'll have to electrify it. Oops, I didn't necessarily mean to close that. So is the evil west, Martin? Is that a... We'll see. Like, well, one of the things, here's something that's just happening in my life, is that I'm not able to work on the videos as much during the week. And to do this, so that means if I want to do the regular, right now I'm doing 7 days a week. If I want to do those, I have to do them all on the weekend, which for the most part in the wintertime kind of works out. But when you consider it takes 2 or 3 hours to do a video, more or less. Some are a lot easier, some are a lot longer. But that's probably a pretty good average for me. And so that's 21 hours of making, let's just say, right, on the worst case, 16 to 21 hours on your weekend that you would make videos. That's really killing me when the live stream is something that I'm committed to. So I would ask you guys, generally speaking, the crew that's here are some of my more dedicated people that have been watching me for as long as anyone else. And it's about all of us and what we enjoy, right? I like playing video games. So what I'm thinking of doing is making the Saturday thing a little bit more optional when it comes to the live streams and trying my best to stick with, videos each day. Now, of course, I can usually get away with doing some recording during the week. I just can't do it anymore. Like I used to do it in the morning, but I'm not able to do it. And then it's kind of tough to get home and get dinner and get it and then record before you go to bed. And a lot of times I'm kind of tired of that time of day and just not really feeling up for making a video. And it's a little bit hard. I'm not some professional actor here, but I've definitely noticed that people don't like the videos when I'm like, yeah, you got to do this. It's just, I can even hear the difference in my voice when I'm tired and I'm not at all excited about playing the game, So, but let me know what you guys think of that. So it's like, this may be, like next week I would like to not do the live stream, or if I do, it'll be a bit of a spur of the moment. And I'd also honestly kind of like to just, at that point, make it whatever game I'm playing, right? So now, of course, I always take your guys' suggestions and input, but at the same time, now what are you two doing? Crazy guys. So does that make sense? And it's not for a lack of complaining. It's just, I could cut down, say, the 2 days a week, and that would be the difference between doing the live stream at that point. See, this is where this all becomes... Oh, no, he's still got that job. Good. So we can cancel him. All right, let's just let this guy do whatever the heck he's going to do. Yeah, you only have $5, but we got we got 21 million rubles. We haven't had any dollars because we don't export anything to the Americans, so we spent all of the money. There we go. Hopefully these guys will finish that without a little disappointing end, where it's I don't know what that other guy did. He must have come in here and chosen to work on something very funny. But then we'll electrify all of this once they get done. Yeah, and see, this is one of the problems now, is they're going to come head to head. 9 times out of 10, it feels like this guy's going to win the battle, where you wish this guy would win the battle because one's returning. Yep, see, the guy who's returning wins the battle, which is sort of, I guess it's fairer in game terms, more punishing. But see, like, this keep happening. Now, hopefully this time the other guy wins the battle. The battle being who gets to keep going. Yep, see, look, he's just going to keep tromping on that guy. But the good thing is that a lot of times, maybe not, they'll get into their own timing. Come on. Yeah, see. Somebody had said to me at one point, oh, the one going out always wins. And it doesn't. Oh, there we go. Now this time he did. So I don't know if they flip a coin on that one or... But see, now they'll both head out there and they'll probably just cause each other a traffic jam over here. Yeah, so now by the way, the other thing that makes the live stream, not to keep going on about that, but a little tougher is that it's like fixed time of the week, right? So I have to stay committed to this time, and I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed the heck out of it. It's not like I don't want to live stream, but just picture your life where you had to be here. Not that I have to, but you get the idea. Like every Saturday at 2, you guys can be an hour late. I can't. So if there's yard work to be done, a lot of times I'm just not doing it. And of course Saturday, tends to be a good day to get all that kind of stuff done. I see. So they're both going out the same thing. What we can do, I don't even know why I have signaling in here. Oh, look, we can use our fancy buttons that Radomir suggested. All right, get rid of those. Should be able to both work in there. Sometimes I just put those up so that they can, so I know that the crisscross will work, right? Because otherwise I get too close to the thing. All right, now that this is happening, I think I can just get right on. I don't want to mess that other guy up, but yeah, so when it comes to this, yes, I have no problems with doing it, but I'm not... If you're talking about a live stream suggestion, it's just not, in a sense, the best time to ask, right? And this crisscross is not just a construction crisscross. Ooh, wrong button. This crisscross counts because we'll... So go back, and like I said, re-electrifying, if you notice, is not really that bad. It's not like laying the track for the first time. Like the whole process between them building it and everything else is definitely... We don't have to build it across there, do we? Much quicker. Does this need to be electric? You know what? As a matter of fact, none of that needed to be electric. Can we... If we demolish, it demolishes the whole track, right? Yeah. Okay. I electrified too far. All right. There's no way that I'm aware of to unelectrify this section. So we're just going to have to electrify it, I guess. Or at least I think it'll be cheaper and sort of better in the long run if we just do. Yeah, so what do you guys think? I mean, nobody's said anything in the comments. as far as all that goes with the, because I did think even before Martin made a suggestion, it is something I wanted to mention to you guys and see what you think. And again, it doesn't mean I won't do them on any Saturdays. It just means I don't want you guys to expect me to do them on Saturdays. Not that you necessarily do. And so when I say that, it's like I don't necessarily want them to get into like another long series like this, because hey, I want to get them done, right? I want to work on this series and get us to be self-sufficient. This is not an issue with me not enjoying myself or wanting to do it. It's just more of a just life practical. I have more responsibilities than playing video games on YouTube type thing. And my mom came over, and she's a clean person, taught me to be clean, and there's like spider webs in the corners. It's like, oops. That she had to tell me how to clean them, which is great. I mean, that's why you love your mom, right? But so I got a lesson on how to clean the spider webs, which I'm pretty well aware of how to clean the spider webs, but you get the idea. I would like to not have spider webs in the corner, regardless of my mother. Let's put it that way. Yes, Martin. Well, I hope I do. And again, it's like, so I guess it's up to you guys that are here to some extent. Now's a good time to comment. I might make another video at some point, but you guys are the live stream crew. And you're the ones that, are here most weeks for the live stream. Some people, whenever they can make it. So I hate to give that up, right? And I don't want to. This is not, like I said, something that I necessarily want to do. It's just more something I need to do. And I would like to get your opinion. Would you rather see a few less episodes during the week and then we do this on Saturday? Right? I'm willing. I've been doing it for a half a year now. I'm willing to continue doing it, but what I can't do is 21 hours of recording on the weekend and do this and get these other things done and work a full-time job. It's just not, just not practical in my life. And again, some weeks it's fine, but there's just other times, like when you get around the holidays and you have holiday parties to go to and things like that, it makes it even a little bit harder because then, I've literally, in a lot of weeks, it's like I do nothing but work, record videos, and maybe if I get away with it, play a couple extra video games here or there, watch some TV or who knows what. So anyway, well, you guys don't seem to have a strong opinion, so I'll probably end up just deciding. And like I said, next week we'll see what happens, right? If I'll try to let you guys know maybe on the Discord a little bit more, like a little more ahead of time. So because I know some of you've been, you plan on this Saturday afternoon like I do, and so I'll try to let you guys know on the Discord. Does that sound pretty fair? Like by say Thursday, if I can't decide what I want to do by Thursday, then I'll at least let you know that I'm not sure what's happening. Every second week is in some ways, it's very reasonable. It's the kind of thing I'll probably shoot for in my own head. I think I mentioned that last week. The problem is it's not necessarily, it's more a matter of hours per week, right? So are you suggesting that we have less episodes of the regular series I don't know if that's a word, but you get the idea, during every other week? Like, in other words, one week I would make 5 episodes, and then the next weekend I would do 7 like regular episodes, and then we would do the live stream. Do you see what I mean? It's more a matter of how many hours in a week I have to do these things without neglecting other real life things that are arguably more important, though honestly not more important to me, if you get my drift, which is why they haven't been getting done. So, or at least not as much fun as this is for me. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I definitely will. Like, again, here's the other thing about saying I absolutely would tend to expect it bi-monthly. Absolutely no problem with that. I will miss doing it. I will want to do it if I don't do it next week. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so please don't get the wrong impression. Like, it's not with great joy that I'm going to go, like when I say, oh, I'm not going to do it next week or something. I'm not going to sit there and have a party about it. I'm like, man, I'm going to go have to clean the cobwebs out of that's what I'll be doing on Saturday afternoon if I'm not making a video. Like, is this guy going to get himself stuck in? No, good. Sometimes they turn around, go the other way, get stuck. But good, he got that. Oh, no, he didn't get that done, did he? You booger. But thank you for your opinion, Kilo 6. Yeah, I agree with you as a general, Mattis. If I'm not having fun, it absolutely makes a difference. Here's the problem: is I'm having fun. I'm not going to have fun cleaning the darn spider webs. So if you give me a choice to what I want to do, play video games or clean spider webs, I'm going to probably 9 times out of 10. Oops, doesn't connect. Yeah, we got to do this one. 9 times out of 10, I'm going to be choosing to play video games. And that's not the mature, responsible decision when you're a homeowner. I do have to take care of my house. And there's some other, I used to do carpentry when I first got out of college, and I'm a pretty handy guy when I, help working with home builders and home improvement guys and installing kitchens and bathrooms. And there's some kind of bigger projects like that around here that really wouldn't hurt me if I could get those done as well. Now, we have another problem, don't we? Let's let them get finished. But we don't have any electricity to this thing. We don't have any electrical connection to our loop here. Yeah, well, I appreciate Martin and Mattis and everyone for your opinions. It's just, yeah, Dennis, it's not a matter of live streaming every 2 weeks unless you want to just have less videos every other week for the regular series. Does that make sense? It's and it's not a matter about having fun. I mean, if I could get paid, I would do this full time, and then we would have even more. I'd probably, I could do this the rest of my life, but just, let's be with the number of views, you don't even get paid. It's one of the reasons I've been thanking you guys and for all your subscriptions, is because if I get to 1,000, at least you can make a few bucks. It's still not going to stop me from having to make a full-time job. And to give you guys an idea, and I don't know, you'd have to talk to Colonel Failure, but I know the few things I picked up over the years of watching him and heard from other people is that he would like to just do this full time, but he doesn't really get paid enough to do it by YouTube. Now, and YouTube, remember, is changing because of that COPPA thing, which, so when you think about it, if Colonel Failure's not getting paid enough, there's no way I'm even close to that, right? He's far more popular and better at it than I am, quite honestly. It's not... he's just better at the whole thing. He's got thousands of viewers on, a couple thousand, if not 10 or 15,000 on some of his videos. So to give you an idea, if you're at that level of YouTube, you probably may or may not be making enough money, and I don't even know, I don't know, his wife could be a nurse making big bucks or good money, or who knows what, I don't even know if the guy's married or not, but I do get the impression that he is, but I don't know that. You know what I'm saying? So for me to do this, yeah, that's not happening anytime soon. Not unless one of you guys is like some super wealthy patron that wants to just, pay half my bills for the month, and then I can, maybe make it for a while until I get YouTube channel bigger or something. I don't know. But no, my intention with this is really not to make a lot of money. It's just truly because I enjoy it. So. Yeah, I think most people enjoy the videos as much or more than the streams. And the reason I even say that is because I look at the number of concurrent viewers, which is great. Like this week, it's up to 22. Now, I'm sure you guys you're like me, you watch live streams, and people got hundreds or even thousands of viewers. But then I go back and I look at how many people watch the video after this, and I mean, it gets watched very well, but it gets watched more along the lines of like a regular video at that point. So, that's why, by the way, I don't necessarily mind asking you guys the question, because like for you, Kilo 6, I was responding to your comment there. When you can watch this, it's just like a long episode, right? So it's not like we couldn't just always do live streams. The only problem I have with that is that it's, we're all kind of committed to a certain time of the day, and that's a little bit harder. Not unreasonable, just it is more difficult to commit to a certain time. So when I could record the other episode at 4 a.m. if I have to go do something that day or whatever the case is, where I got to be very committed to this particular time block, which is not a huge problem. It's Saturday afternoon after all. But like, I think I ruffled some feathers in the family when I didn't go to my brother's kid's birthday party, which is just 5 hours of screaming kids, which you may enjoy. And I hope you do. But it's not my exact. I'd far rather sit here and play video games than listen to kids scream for 3.5 hours. So this was my excuse, which didn't go over too well, but and there have been a few times I haven't done it on Saturday, and that's the reason, is I have usually some family commitment or going away for the weekend type thing. Yeah, and I played a little bit of the campaign. I haven't played into it too far. Yeah, absolutely. Now the other, let me read the rest of what you had to say. Well, yeah, that as far as that goes, yeah, we all have different lifestyles, expectations. As far as what our income needs, and a lot of us live in different countries, and I'll even say this: I used to live where Steve lives in that area, and it's far less expensive to live there than it is to live where I do. And I live here because this is where my parents live, and this is where I work and that kind of thing. So it's sort of like, do you really want to move? Yeah, I would move, but I wouldn't necessarily move just to do YouTube videos. But if you made enough money to do YouTube, I would certainly consider moving at least geographically a little bit further where it might be a bit cheaper. I'm already kind of on the outskirts of the big city anyway. If I went too much further, you'd certainly get a good amount cheaper. If you go too much further, then it's just a little bit different rides or longer rides in to see people and that kind of thing. But that's not the end of the world either. But anyway, yeah. So I can understand what you're saying there, off the rails. And it's hard to say how much people make, because I don't think everybody who gets X number of views makes a certain amount. Like, some videos get monetized, some don't. It sort of varies, from what I understand, pretty greatly. Hey, Simon, how are you doing? I'm sorry if I missed you coming in the door, but welcome. Yeah, well, it's guys, it's not. I appreciate you saying that. Absolutely, 100%. That's very good for me to hear, that you want me to do what makes me happy. It doesn't make a difference if I do the live streams and make less videos per week, right? Because I don't mind committing a good amount of time. The problem is, it's like there's only so much time in a week. And that's, I think, why you don't see a lot of people making this many videos, like one a day, plus also doing live streams, right? So really it's to a fair extent up to you guys, but it's really more of a choice between the two, not necessarily a, every other week kind of option type thing, Yeah, I've thought about that kind of thing, but I'm not in a place in my life where I need the money, right? I mean, I work. I'm not going to quit working on what I'm working on for money. Like, does that? So I don't need you guys. There may be some of you that were very well off and would give me money, and I would appreciate that. But I'm not going to ask somebody who has less money than I do to pay me money at this point, right? Like if I decided to go do the full YouTube thing, then maybe that would change where, look, fair is fair. And if you gave, but I'm not going to ask somebody with less money in the world to give me money, right? It's just not, there's no reason for that. Enjoy the videos free of charge. You got to watch YouTube's annoying things. If YouTube ever kicked me off and I started doing it on some other platform, but again, I don't make any money at this point for it. Maybe if I get over 1,000 subscribers, I'll be able to get a few bucks from it. But even then, probably buy an extra video game or two throughout the course of the year and wipe out a lot of that. Or if my microphone breaks, it'll pay for a new microphone or something like that. So. Yeah, so yeah, to answer your thing, Mattis, it's not like if I got a bunch of patrons and let's just say they gave me $100 a week, it's not necessarily going to change my life that much. And I wouldn't want to take that money from somebody who could use it for something more important than my YouTube videos. And, while I appreciate the gesture, does that make sense? I'm not in it to make money, in other words. Okay. Well, yeah, so I'm getting the general gist of stick with the regular videos. And again, the thing I like about this, too, is it's another way for us to interact. So don't worry. I will still do live streams. And the other thing that's more likely to happen is that they may be pop-up live streams. Right? Like, in other words, I don't know. It's going to snow on Tuesday, and I'm not going to, that'll change my work schedule. And I may find myself on a Tuesday morning live streaming something, right? Whether, and that's where I say, well, it's more likely to be like whatever I'm playing at that moment. So I've been playing like Zoo Tycoon, where I've been playing Minecraft a bit. Now, some games I want to kind of watch out for with what happens with that Kappa, and we already talked about that, and I don't want to get into it too much. So, if I start hearing, if Kappa kicks in on Minecraft, then theoretically you guys wouldn't be allowed to leave comments, which would defeat the whole entire purpose of a live stream. Which then maybe do I just go to Twitch and live stream this stuff? Where I don't know if they're doing the same thing to people on Twitch or not. Guys, we're getting really close. It's pretty well timed that we might get this fired up. Well, we're going to get it fired up. Let's just say that to start. What's going on over here? Yeah, so don't look at this as I enjoy like I said, the only real difference for me, well, there's a big difference because I like the interaction with you guys that the live stream provides. I'm also fine with just doing the other videos. The live stream is a little bit more committed to a time block in the past. So if I can eliminate that committed to the time block, then on a beautiful Saturday afternoon, I can go out there and get the sticks picked up or cut the grass and maybe just do the live stream whenever it's very convenient for me. These guys are coming head to head. But it's definitely not an issue of which one I enjoy the most. It's really, like if you ask me would I always want to live stream or always do the regular, and I would have to say, if I could do the live stream whenever I wanted to around the rest of my life, then I would probably pick the live stream because it's actually easier, right? I sit here for 3 hours and I record and then that's it. Like it's, YouTube kind of takes care of the rest at this point. I don't have to process videos. I don't have to, I guess I could do a little bit more of that kind of stuff during, but you know what I'm saying. Like you just kind of sit there and talk for 3 hours, play a game, and then you don't have to worry about did the sound record, and you know there's all kinds of ways you can mess up a video. And you know I've thought I hit the record button. That's what happens if you guys watch the Transport Fever. Is I thought I had hit the. Oh, don't get yourself jammed in there. You know what? As a matter of fact, I'm just going to cancel you right now anyway. All right, the other guy's coming down the pike. So, like, I didn't want him working back on himself. So we'll get him to come out here and finish that little bit. See, like they're choosing to go, like, the other way. Like this way instead of just staying straight. Good. And by the way, as far as playing other games, I'm always willing to take your guys' suggestions. I mean, I've played a few other games. I love games. For me, it seems like you guys like, or people seem to like watching me play train games the most, right? So Transport Fever seem to do pretty well. Now, maybe that's also because it's such a new game and popular, but there's certainly been a boost in the number of people that are watching it as compared to the other games, right? That I was playing. Now, are we going to get a fire truck here? I hope. Yeah, I'd hate to have these buildings burned down before we even get a chance to use them. Really. Good job, guys. So, what was I saying before I distracted myself? I completely forget. That fire just threw me for a loop. Anyway, you guys get the idea. So, all right, we're getting really, really close here. Now, how is our fabric train? He's only got 29. Is there... Yeah, so one... Yeah, it might be good to... Why don't we do this, since we're not doing anything else? We're about to wrap it up anyway, I think. Will you come off of there? Alright, and you're a regular road. Yeah. Alright. So let's... Now why weren't we building this one? Or are we now? Yeah, that one doesn't attach. I kind of knew that. Okay, so you're... So we'll do that. That'll cut down on this bus trip. Means we might not even need a second bus, right? Because right now he's kind of... And that might not be a bad thing for them getting in and out of the city as a general statement, as opposed to the traffic coming this way. Right? I don't... Like I said, I never really had a traffic jam. A true traffic jam in there. I worked with a guy. Now, I lived in a town called Blytheville, Arkansas, which, you know, I mean, a very nice town with very nice people. But it was like 3,000 people that lived in this big flat area called the Delta area, right? And it was right near the Mississippi River. And I used to drive 15 miles, which is what, like 25, 27 kilometers to work. I went through 2 stop signs and a light. And I come into work one day, and my buddy Bill, the guy I worked with, he was an electrical engineer. I was a mechanical engineer. We sat like right next to each other, worked on a lot of projects in the same building together. He says to me, I got into traffic today. I'm thinking, what the hell kind of... And I'm from like the east coast of the United States, where you get traffic is backed up all over. Take you twice as long to get home from work, and just sitting behind other cars, and you get behind a combine on the way to work. It's like, you knucklehead, Bill. Traffic. You know, if he got behind a car that was going slow, he considered that traffic. I said, you're spoiled from living out here in the country, to be honest with you. All right, so how are we doing? We got one assignment. Let's see. Yeah, you can come in. That guy should be about done and running out of stuff. So let's try to send this other guy up. Hopefully he'll come in on this track while that guy's going back out on that track. And then he'll get whatever he can done that this guy doesn't. Now, hopefully that guy goes out the way we expect him to. He's running low on stuff. But see what I mean about they can go a pretty darn good distance. Like I think he started out right, like up here, and he's still going pretty strong as far as laying down the electrical lines. I played Anno a little bit. I guess with the last Anno, it turned me sour with the exclusivity thing. And just so you guys know, here, hold on one second. Just so you guys know, that Steam changed their terms of service, apparently. Now look at these guys get here at the same exact time. Don't run into each other. Yeah, just keep going. Steam changed their terms of service so that companies can't do what Anno did to them, which is to put the game on Steam, basically advertise it through Steam, right? Because it's kind of advertising to be on Steam, and use the Discord, or use the, not Discord, but use the discussions and all that stuff. All right, are we done here? And anyway, so now they basically, according to this one lawyer, have made it so that if those companies do that, they could be sued for any of Steam's losses. And it would be very reasonable to say that Steam's losses are all of the sales. So the only way they could really gauge those losses was how many things were bought, like, let's say on, what's the other one they're going to? I'm sorry. Well, whatever that other sales thing is. So in other words, like, you're not going to see games, or you really shouldn't, I don't think, see games coming off of Steam like they were before. So that's like a significant legal change to the Steam's terms for these companies. I'm trying to find a place to put this electrical thing in here. Let's slow it down a little bit. But I think we're all done and ready to go, right? Yeah, I think we're ready to fire this bad boy up. I'm thinking I put it like right here. Looks like we have a little bit of room. Plus, if we have to turn that corner a little bit tighter. Epic, right? Epic Game Store. So it just takes my old brain a few minutes to process things. So in other words, you won't really see people or companies doing what they did and moving over to the Epic Games as much. Like, and I haven't noticed any. I don't know if you guys know of one that's happened in the last like month or two. But so like, and I guess I'm saying all of that in my long-winded way because Anno sort of turned me off with that. It's not that I have any real great love of Steam, but I certainly don't have any love of the Epic Game Store. I don't know it that well. I did sign up for an account to get the Factorio. But then not long after I signed up for that, I heard they were like stealing information off of your computer and stuff like that, which doesn't turn me on, you know. I'm not sure that I really cared if they were stealing my Steam stuff. Quite honestly, it's not like, if you know my Steam games, I'm not sure that I really care about that. All right, let's get some electrical hooked up. Do we need another electrical line? Well, yeah, we're sort of providing for factories, aren't we? So let's, you know what, since we're, yeah, we'll come this way and make it look nice. I was going to say, since we were almost done, why don't we do things right because it's the right way to do things, right? All right, so now, while we're firing the rest of this up, we'll see if they can't real quick build that. So that's why, even though I own Anno because I bought it on Steam, the last Anno, it sort of turned me off to that because I don't think that's very fair. If I made an agreement with you, hey, I'm going to come and sell things at your store, and then at the last minute after you advertised to all your customers about whatever I was selling, I yank it out from under you, and that got to be something that was, you know, becoming an issue for Steam. I mean, more and more games were starting to do that. I can't necessarily blame the developers necessarily because they're saying, well, look, this Epic store is going to offer us a bunch of money. Yeah, I know a lot of people don't like Ubisoft either for being Ubisoft. Yeah, some of these game devs, I guess it's like anybody else that gets a lot of money. It's, you know, money does tend to corrupt people. Now, what do we got going on here? We got one more. Why don't you have electricity? Oh, because you were never made. We're just gonna. Oops. No, not you. Oh, other way. All right. We'll just get rid of it that way. Now, look, I'm clicking buttons still. Alright, so what we want here is this to be a two-way. This to be like that. Yeah, I should definitely put the other chain. Of all the buttons I would use, that could be something you could get me to hit the keys for, right? So now, I did that the wrong way. Alright, so now they'll be able to come in and out that way, and then we're going to need some signaling here, and chain in, chain in, chain in. Right, I won't sit there and say regular out, regular out, regular out. Oh, I just did. Right, and then you would be two-way. Oh, let me put it. Good. I don't think we're going to have more than one train. Oh, right there. But that was tight, wasn't it? Alright, then. This is going to be the in to the next station, like actually carrying people. So we'll put a couple extra signals on here so that these trains hopefully keep moving pretty well while they have people on board. And then we have this mess, which, well, we can handle it from out here, right? I don't think it's going to make too much difference. This can be like this and that like that, right? Like, in other words, it really doesn't make too much difference. It's a little bit further away, but it's not going to matter. All right, so I think we're all signaled up. So now we need to get at least 2 train sets and or trains. What do you guys want to use? I think when we talked about this, do we want to use a tram? Yeah, probably could get away with trams, couldn't we? So what do we got? Do we have all the footpaths? So is this... Alright, so I see that guy goes over there. This one's going to take people over to here. This one does this one. How are we getting people to this one? You would think they would need to go through here, wouldn't you? Is that why we didn't have this? For those of you who've watched the whole series, we didn't have this in here. And I think I'm now... Yeah, let's close out this for a second. I think I'm now remembering why. Yeah, because we have to get people. And we can't go through this. There's no way we're going to be able to build a bridge over that. So this is why this wasn't here. Yeah, I don't see how we're going to get people. I don't think we can give this a shot if you guys want. All right, we'll have them walk down the path as far as they can. Yeah, that's as tight as I can get that. Right, are they going to be able to walk there? Yes. 231, so good. Okay, well, that worked out then. I would have almost bet you that they wouldn't have gotten that far if you couldn't tell from my reaction. Okay, so the reason I got into all that, it wasn't just pure distraction, is how many workers... Oh, yeah, well, 500, that's a lot. And then 150. All right, so what we did like 70% to the vehicle production. See how that works. But we could get almost unlimited, so it kind of means like bigger would be better. Now there's going to be a limit to the number of people we get out of here, right? So, and then this one's only going to need 150, which is actually a pretty good number. So why don't we go, let me, before I do anything much, I'll read if you guys commented yet on train set. See, like the train set, oh, we can only get this one, but this guy holds like 300 passengers. So I think he would be overkill to go to here, but then yeah, so do we just do more trams? I think we'd be better off with more trams. We don't need this to be running at 100%. Yeah, come on, can you, so 95, and this would be like, I think 2 trains, right? Or 2 trams, two trolleys. I mean, what if we went with these? That would be 250, which would be like too much for this one. Yeah, let me get like this 125. Let's buy one. Yeah, and see that's, it says 125, but I think it takes a lot more than that, doesn't it? Yeah, let's just use these. Oh, let's see. 2 trams. Yeah, red tram. Well, that's red with a white with a red stripe. That's nice. Let's get 3 of them. All right, and we'll open up all 3. All right, and then let's give 2 of them. This should be their first stop. All right. And then we'll try to get these guys. By the way, if you notice, I really didn't put any signaling on the way back. So I'm hoping that yeah, we probably need to put a little more signaling on the way back. At least one more signal where they can sit in here. But that way they sort of space each other out. All right, and then this guy will go from here. Now the problem is, no matter what we do, they're going to get out of time when it comes to this one. We'll just take this off of here. So I guess I might as well get one of these 2 started. Well, no, we really might as well get, yeah, this one started. And actually, yeah, well, let's just say we can always add another one. So let's start this guy. But I think we also, did we turn this guy off? Yeah, let's get workers being able to go to that platform. So hopefully as he picks up, and then, yeah, so that's pretty short. Yeah, let me, I really don't think we need to do that, but it makes me feel better. Gets to 1 in the middle car. Yeah, let's just say, yeah, 251. So that's going to be like more than they need here. The thing I'm hoping is that they don't get into such a timing that this one messes up that one type thing. Like this guy could be stealing a lot more. So we might have to turn this one down with the percentage that he'll load. Right? Just because if he takes them before these other guys get in, because they're not on the same loop, that's what I'm worried about. Now, you're going to the bus platform, you're going to the kindergarten, you're doing other stuff, so I'm going to send you to here. I think we'll, for the moment, get rid of them going to the bus platform. All right, now how many people live here? Well, we could go grab some more people for that house. Now, did you get anybody? No workers. They should be, you know what, we didn't get, oh no, the road's over here. Yeah, they should be able to get there, no problem. There comes 2 people. Okay, so let's start off one of these. And then let's talk about what I was saying. Right now, though there's only 2 of them. So if they were to get back to back, the problem's going to be, like, if a train gets in here, the other one's going to want to sit and wait right here for this signal to be clear. Unless we were to make this like a chain signal, which would then cause them to wait for that to be clear. But really what I was thinking is if we put another signal in here, it would mean that if we had other trains, then at least the one could get out of the way of the one coming in. Because for me, it's all about getting them dropping off quickly, right? It doesn't matter if the train takes a really long time to drive back, right? But now a train could sit in here while that other train is going here. So if we had 3 of them, there's a train in this block. Next train could pull out of the way and get into here while this train came into the station. Oh, good. This guy's got 15 workers. So, yeah, I'm worried about this guy stealing a disproportionate number of the workers, even though the other one's got 2. So we'll see. Yeah, we didn't really specify where they should go, so we'll just let them go to wherever they want. I don't think it makes any difference. Okay, so this will be the first workers, right? Yes. Oh, so you know what? Good. Good sign that it accepted that. So we want 100 to here. All right, let's just leave it 50-50 because I'd rather get the extra plastic. We might even end up like giving a little bit extra to the plastic next time. Now the other thing... Okay, well this guy's going to stop. Yeah, we'll see. I like the fact there's no signaling from here down to here because that'll stop this guy. Alright, like so it'll give a little tiny bit of time for a few more people to show up. Yeah, so yeah, good. So we'll go get some more people in a minute. Let's just see if our... Hey, look, we're making... Now, do we see a forklift go? Does the forklift hold a certain amount? I don't see where stuff is going. You seem to be doing something. And is there anybody waiting here for plastics? Oh, maybe that's the problem, huh? No, you're dropping off chemicals. You're picking up plastics. What are you going to do with them? Okay, so see, this is station 5. So, okay, you're going to bring your plastics down to here, which is kind of fine, right? The only problem is, well, it's going to be a little bit of an end around there. Now, did we fix that? Oh, yeah, you know what? We really don't want this guy, do we? Because we really should have a forklift that's coming to here to get plastics into there. Right? Yeah, you're going to components factory, which is that. But you... Yeah, you're going to this warehouse. Yeah, with plastics, right? Yeah, so let's just send this truck on its way. And then when he gets on his way, there you go. There goes our forklift doing its thing. But when that truck gets on the way, we will... Once he drops it off, we'll send him someplace real quick. So can we see our first forklift? I'm torn between tasks. There he goes. He's just about full. That's our forklift. Dun, 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 my first forklift trip. Yeah, so I wish that there was a thing and Off the Rails could speak to. I'm sure I would imagine it's moddable to do a bigger thing here, right? I mean, I like what they did. It just would be nice if you didn't have to have 3 separate buildings. Even if it required you to have like a bigger building at that point. All right, now you're empty. Okay, so now you, I want you to go back to the depot. Now that you're empty. Good. All right, so now are you guys doing anything? No. Where did that guy go with the plastics? Now, is there a reason there's only 2 forklifts that seem to actually be doing anything and not 4? Right? Like there's 2 forklifts in here. There we go. So he's bringing some plastic down to here. Yeah, I like the way it divvies it up into smaller chunks. But I don't like... Why is there only 2 of these guys? Which one is this? Can I send him? Yeah, like why is this guy just sitting in there? Does that make any sense to you guys? Related vehicles, cistern. Alright, what if I send you to here? Just send you right back to here. Will you... Oh, because you got something in you. Well, you're full of chemicals. Yeah, so why don't you go... I see. I don't know of any other way to really... I don't know of any other way to get them... Okay, so that's... Well, at least we know. Right? And what are you doing? Okay, so this is a problem. Alright, you know what? You... Yeah, so now we gotta find the... so used to clicking on the vehicles. So these guys can't wait here. Alright. Yeah, stop waiting. Come on, stop waiting. Maybe we can do this? No? No. Can I stop you from waiting? Or did I click on the wrong one? No, that's the plastic one. Yeah, gotta click on the right one. Alright. Is that the problem? And there's no way to send this guy forward, is there? Like, and I'm not going to get anything. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Is he waiting to unload? No, he should be waiting to load. So if we cancel it, will you go back to your home? Yeah, this is the story of my forklifting. It's like they intercepted the trucks and made them do like a worser job. Like I can't cancel this, can I? No, that's the warehouse, right? Like, is there any way to cancel? Like, he's just going to sit there forever and wait? Do I have to sell him? Like the... All right, so you're going to come to here. Yeah, and then go over to here. You're going to load these, but not wait. And then you're going to unload those. And I think you can wait here. Nope. I don't know of any other way but to sell that guy. Now hopefully the other ones, if I break the log jam, will be a little smarter. Yeah, something happened. And once we get them going, at least I think we'll be in better shape, but Yeah, larger, and then the ability to do multiple routes with one. I mean, where you can get a few more forklifts. What are you doing? See, the problem here is that there's no way to clear this guy's... Like, it's not updating. Don't wait to load. Right, now are we actually maybe able to make stuff? See, we can't make stuff because we don't have enough plastics. And... Alright, if I sell that guy... And then we come back to this one, which is the electronics one, and we buy another one. Hopefully they'll no longer wait. Yeah, see, I don't know if we got... Is that this guy? No, he's calling plastics. So it's a bit of a waste that this guy's... Yeah, see this, I don't think this guy waited. Now what are you doing? Why are you not doing anything? Just don't feel like it? I know the feeling, buddy, but... Is he just gonna wait until... Well, they kind of went back there. They're not out of fuel. Okay. That doesn't really explain now why they're just sitting in there. Right? Or are they going to wait until there's stuff to pick up? Now, you know what? Yeah, through... so what are you doing? You are going to load corn. I don't know. Maybe I'm just wanting it to be like the other. like I'm expecting them to do what the road trucks are doing, and they're not. The tram jam to clear. Okay, what? I don't understand what that means. Like, there doesn't seem to be any... No longer does there seem to be any jam up. Let's take these guys off of wait, but then is it even going to update that? Like, I have very little faith in my ability to come in here and say, don't wait at either end for anything. Right? Nobody's waiting. These guys aren't going out for some reason. These guys are all running around, which is good. And the other problem that I have with what's going on here is that we don't actually have a way to get them from here to here. I don't think I'm going to get any electrical components in there, right? Because the one thing was going to have to come over to here. So I think, yeah, so like, yeah, why are these guys sitting in there? Anybody have any idea? Oh yeah, we do have a bit of a tram. Now I know what you mean, tram jam. Now what? Oh, because we don't have a signal over here. Yeah, put it right there. Yeah, there's another train on this track. That's causing him a problem. But please don't tell me they were waiting for the tram jam to clear. I mean, I know you just told me that, but I mean, don't... I think that was a fine, excellent way of telling my unobservant self that the trams were jammed, but... I mean, if I just sell these guys again, will that... I don't want to sell the whole garage. Alright, try it again, like... Yeah, because the other problem that I have with what he was doing was I really do need to get them into here as much as I need to get them into here. That them being electrical components, and have them taken down to here and dropped off. Right? Electrical components. There they go. They just didn't, they didn't like something. What are you doing? Well, this guy came out and didn't get any electrical components. And this guy now went back in here. So, okay, so you're saying that they're smarter in a way than I'm thinking. So, like, they're saying, okay, well, we're full up here. All right, well, we had our tram jam. So, now the other thing I want to do, if it didn't get deleted. Yeah, this guy, start him back up. But instead of going to 6, I want you to go to 5. Which is this one. Alright. See, that's what I'm expecting to be able to do, at least to some extent. Yeah, so let's see what happens if these guys leave when we're actually making electrical components. Yeah, so by the way, guys, it's after 5 o'clock, but we're going to make a car first, right? So which I guess we need to... Yeah, we don't have any... What are we going to do? Make cars, or do we make a truck? Let's make a truck, just because it'll be more useful to us, right? We should have plenty of money. We don't have fabric over here yet, but we can send that train over. And yeah, we need to get those electronics flowing. Now, that's the other thing, though. We don't have... Well, let's just say. Let me think about one thing at a time. All right, so we're going to purchase a blueprint for a what? Well, maybe we should do a car. We'll make one car. What is a cargo car? Oh. No, you can make cargo cars here? Interesting. Let's make a red F-125P. Because you need the P on the end. And it's red. Red cars are fast and cool. I think. At least most of them are. Now, the only thing about a red car is it is more noticeable, and cops have been known to pull people over more often if they have a red car. All right, so did we get any people? We got 4. All right, so there goes the forklift. Good job, guy. Yep, so they're a little bit smarter, for better or for worse. And now you are going to take your stuff to where? You're going to take your stuff to here. Right, what are you going to do? You're bringing in chemicals, and you're bringing in the steel we need. So now the problem that we have is, and we have another truck stop here, we're not getting any electrical components over to here. Right, for all our forklifting. We're getting plastic into here, which is really not what I needed to do anyway. So taking that plastic truck, I think I have a problem with my plastic truck again. Yeah, let's... I really don't need him to do this. I need him to... I need you to come to here. Unload plastic. Alright, send him on his way. And then when you get done there, I need you to come to here and load electrical components and wait. Get rid of that stop. Alright, get rid of this stop. No. Put this stop back on. Unload electrical components. Right, so there he goes. He's empty of plastic. There, so let's double check that. So he's going to go to electrical components factory, wait for electrical components, bring them over to here, and then wait. Good. All right, so the bottom line is we should be making a few electrical components. All right, now what are you doing? Okay, well we're really low on people, but you are doing things. So let's go see about just, yeah, let's take a few more people out of here, put them in to this building. A few, I mean a lot. Right, let's go look. You're not really that full. Yeah, you're full. I'm okay if I starve. Oop, no. Hey, it's full. Alright, so that should give us, especially as soon as they all go get their needs met, that should give us some more workers. Yeah, so we're getting electronic components into here, electro components into here. And we should be getting, we got plastics, should be coming out of here if, yeah, see, it's very unimpressive that, but we're building up a little bit of electrical components, which is good because I really do wish it would fill this up, as I've said 100 times. There we go, and then you are filling up with these, which is probably, yeah, we'll just have to see what the priority is. So let's go a little bit faster, because I think we're, yeah, we could send our fabric train just for the sake of, or even if he's not full, just to get some fabric up there. And we probably could signal this. Let's signal it from behind him. Right. So this we want a two-way. Alright, that would be a chain in. This is going to be a problem. We won't be able to put another train on there. That's going to be a problem for the road. He was giving himself a red signal. Well, there's a bunch of... Yeah, I'm not going to fix this. Alright, there's only one train on the whole thing anyway, so just giving me something to do while we wait. But he made it up and back, so that's very encouraging. Building is on fire, and this we might as well just. That was just our construction loop. We don't even really need it. Oh, come on. All right. There, so if we ever did have more trains, at least it's a little bit more official. See some people heading in here. So we don't have electrical or mechanical components, but we do have electrical components, just not very many of them. Yeah, look, we're actually producing something. Oh, because all these cars don't actually need all the things, right? Or at least they don't need that much of them. So they only need, well, why is he, or are they just doing it? Game save scared me. He doesn't need electronics. Good, so there we go. We're making a car. Hey. Now let's take a look at our, as we're kind of over the time, we'll take a look at our last. So we made it up to, 28 episodes of, well, plus we kind of restarted at a point there. It was a goofy beginning, but let's say, 24 episodes anyway, something like that. Which would be 3 hours at a pop, so 75 hours or so, something in that ballpark. And we got up to 11,500 people. We only hit plus 20. The only time I ever saw plus 21s, there was 5 of them. So we really kind of grew it, I don't know about as fast as we could, but we certainly didn't have plus 21-year-olds being our issue. Stole everybody off of the map. Yeah, I would, just so you know, off the rails, I just saw your last comment. It's, well, let me read Mattis's too. Yeah, I really, yeah, exactly. They're an interesting mechanic. Yeah, they're an interesting mechanic. I can't say I dislike them, but they certainly don't beat the trucks necessarily. Though they certainly give you something to play with, and yeah, it's sort of an option. And I think too, I'm prejudiced towards the trucks, right? Because I know how to use the trucks, so I think if I was more familiar with how the forklifts were going, there might, I might lay things out differently from the beginning. Like maybe you would make like a whole row of these things, because they can kind of go wherever you want them to, right? Now, the only other thing I don't like about it is they sort of box in. Like, the reason I don't like, I mean, it's kind of tough to design a factory layout, like for things like this footpath, right? Like, it would definitely be a lot nicer if there was a footpath bridge, or, I mean, I can understand why you would not want roads and footpaths going through this factory connection. But that's also a pretty big limiting factor here. Like, because, I had to build a whole new train station down here because I couldn't get them in through this way. Right? If I could have gotten the passengers to walk over to here, I could have put that train station here and serviced all 3. Yeah, so anyway. Yeah, so we did pretty well, I think. Let's take a look, make sure, as we see if our first car... So we built a car. There we go. We built 2 cars. We are car manufacturing people. We don't have any parking lots anywhere. Or any car dealers. That's all right, but we would have added them if we... this was about becoming... So are we self-sufficient? And I think, regardless of what this tells, well, we haven't distributed our electronics, so I think we have an extra truck here. So just to be technically self-sufficient, it would mean we would send a truck to here, right, and pick up electronics, and then we would send them to each of our stores. That's not a store. Yeah, we'd send them. We're just gonna have them stop by each one, right? Yeah, you might as well go right into the store itself. So there's 2 stores there. I think we probably would want, yeah, that would be enough for this guy to do. We'll set it up to be semi-official. And you can wait here to load electronics and get started. Right, we don't really need that many electronics, but I would like to get another covered hull. It's covered hull, and I keep saying hull. Nobody corrects me, which is good, I guess. But it is a hull, like a boat hull, which is really not what we would call that in America. You know, so it's, I don't know if that's a European term. All right, so this one we'll have them drive all the way out to this store first. And that's it, right? I think I got all the stores. Yeah, because we got these. Yeah, really, that guy could almost just sit there and wait, couldn't he? Yeah, I don't think he would cause any problems, but that should get all the stores, because I got them going by here and here, which is all pretty close, and then, yeah, we only have like 3 centers of population. Yeah, footbridges could be pretty cool. No reason you couldn't do them. And again, like I said, getting around some of this stuff, it's the only other thing about this that's less flexible than the trucks, right? If you're talking about, like, you could do the same exact thing with a truck and cargo stations, but you have more flexibility about how they go back and forth and around, and, you know, footpaths can cross them, which, like I said, would be a big thing. Buses could go right to the same place, that kind of thing, or use the same roads anyway and not get blocked. So off the rails, is that a British term, or is that like a European term? Now I'm learning that there's a difference. You know, like, I always assumed that most Europeans, and I knew not all Europeans spoke British English, but you know, for obvious reasons, they're more likely to speak British English. But then I find out there's this sort of other European English that's really not like British English or American English. I mean, it's like it, but you know, like, there's another set of terms that somebody, I don't know, from Germany might use that somebody from Britain might not even call things. Like, you know, with the trams, like, I think the difference in British English and American English is that neither one of us would call this a tram, right? That's not a tram, because it doesn't go on the roads. Like, you know, what we call a trolley goes on the roads. That's a trolley. What the British call a tram goes on the roads. It's not like a train. It's not like a little train for people. We usually here we just usually will call them passenger trains. And this would just be a little passenger. Really, to be honest, our passenger trains don't look that much like that. Much different than that. Anyway, the grand tram debate. And the thing to say, in fairness to everybody, is there's a lot of different terminology for those things depending on which city you live in. So, like, even within America, there's a pretty significant difference in what they call things from town to town to town. You know, but none of them that I've seen call that a tram. In that would, you know, be called like light rail, passenger light rail, or something like that. All right, well, there we go, guys. I think, oh, here, wait, you know what? I was going to look at this. So we got our electronics. As soon as we get our electronics, right? Yeah, so eventually these 2 trucks will fill up, and they'll start taking electronics out. And I don't think, you know, we really don't need electronics for this, so we could say we're making cars. And was there anything else going up on this? Well, alcohol, but I could cut that out. And this was something that, from the time I did some experimenting, right, we could easily cut this out by destroying the pub. You know, because really these pubs are like kind of evil when it comes to people's longevity. And maybe they might have updated it since I just came in. Probably before I start destroying things, I should probably do that. But there we go. Look, we're no longer doing alcohol. Chemicals, we got a chemical truck, but we didn't quite keep up. But I think that would be okay as we got more people. I think we'll probably get more okay. See, we got chemical trucks sitting there, and we could do something like, just to make sure the flow is good, get another one of these going. All right, maybe we get it from the, we got one from that factory, we'll get one from this factory. No reason two of them can't sit in here. And that might hedge our bet a little bit on, yeah, wait for chemicals. Wait to unload. Right, so part of the problem may, oh wait, this guy, I didn't even realize we were firing that guy up. Yeah, you know what? Come back here, other truck. That would explain it, now wouldn't it? Alright, unload. Yep. Well, there you go. Another, so that would explain pretty well. Now, are we making enough? I think we have a lot more capability to make more. You know, so I think it would be a matter of getting, what are we doing here? Ah, okay. What? Yeah, you come up to here. No, you know what? I want you to go to here. And load up on chemicals. Right, and then go to wherever you were going. So that wasn't helping. Right, and then I don't think we're jammed up there yet. Right, did I get that right? Yep, there we go. So yeah, why aren't you moving? Oh, because you're still... You know what? Let's fake them out a second. Just to get them out of the way of the buses. So that's one of the reasons for doing the bus station, so that we didn't have that problem. But then the buses came after the fact. And then the beautiful thing is we just jammed our buses together. So they'll be far less effective. But good. So we should stop even buying chemicals pretty shortly here, I think. And food, yeah, we should we could run around. Let's see how we're doing with food. Yeah, we got plenty of food. So there's somebody, some truck, something happened, like where one of these guys left, right, and didn't get back in time or something along those lines. So we could always throw another food, but we're self-sufficient in the sense we're not buying that. And there's really, we went through the list last week, but you know, if we were to come down, this is probably the best one to look at. You know, there's really nothing on this list that we would be buying. Plastic, wood, chemicals, we're making all of those. Fabric, crops, you know, iron ore is not something you make. Oil, well, we make it, we pull it out of the ground, right? And then boards, electrical, mechanical components, prefabs, we're doing all that stuff over in the other town. Bricks and steel. Yeah, we can make our own coal and cement, asphalt, bitumen, gravel. Yep. Yeah, so there's nothing that we can't make. I mean, it would be nice to see it. Are we going to flip a month here? Yeah, we'll see. Let's just see. What are we still buying? Oh, electronics. Yeah, I guess it would be nice to have seen us. We just need to wait for these trucks to get out there. And oh, look, one of them's already out there. So that should even cut down already on the amount. So we're doing okay with making electronics. Right? But it's going to be a little while, I think, before... Yeah, see, this guy's loaded up with them. Not buying them there anymore. We haven't dropped off here. It might be a little bit of a problem with how few are in there. Uh-oh. We got the building I was going to check on fire. Well, let's go over to this one real quick. Did he get over here yet? No. See, that might be a problem, him driving so far back and forth. But this guy at least will wait over here. But once in a while, we may buy some. And see, these, well, I have this very limited, don't I? Yeah, that was it would be nicer if they held a bit more, but I guess that's part of the balancing act, huh? You got to keep things balanced. So yeah, we could play with that percentage, but really we're self-sufficient. And I think I learned a good amount, like playing this with you guys, especially with your comments, of course, but also, you know, the oil start. If you really want to make it hard on yourself, you know, I would say no oil start, even from the middle of the map, would definitely make it harder. The no selling power definitely makes it harder. And this would really be probably the biggest single way to make it easy is to just sell power. But the second biggest, you know, go find yourself a coal mine, hook up a power plant or two, and then sell the power off, and that'll get you a lot of money as easy as possible. But really, the next easiest thing's probably this oil, because it's just it's a good, expensive product that it doesn't matter if you're shipping it from the middle of the map or where you're shipping it from. You're going to make a few bucks. And we even had just like a little, well, we, you know, kind of made it harder on ourselves with the paved road thing, but, or at least the gravel road, and, you know, getting the road paved that whole way and all that stuff. And so there you go, guys. So next weekend, let's see what happens. And like I said, if you guys follow the Discord, you know, I will try to let you guys know if I have a plan, and I'll definitely try to decide what's going on by Thursday so that if you guys want to be here. But there's a good chance that I'm not going to do one. If I'm not going to do one next week, I'll let you know by Thursday. And if we do something, we'll just have to decide then. I may come up with an idea. Hey, guys, let's play this or play that. Or obviously we may just sort of decide who's ever there first. But this series has been a lot of fun, and I appreciate all your guys' participation. And it's truthfully not, there's certainly a bit of regret if I'm not going to do the live stream as consistently. But like I said, I need to get other things done, and I'd rather not sacrifice the regular series. And that's more or less what I heard from you guys, you know, over the last, you know, when you guys made comments about it. But feel free to leave comments. I'm always available. Not always available, but, you know, leave comments on the videos or on the Discord if you direct message me. But even then, there's not enough activity there in general that I'd miss one. But certainly if you direct message me, I'll get it. So anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. Is there any other last thoughts or things? Do you feel like we've accomplished the goals? Yeah. Voo Cash, I guess. I guess it's just Voo Cash. Okay. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, the pubs are really, I don't know. Like I said, they may have rebalanced them, and I haven't like retried them again. But assuming they do the same thing they did 5 months ago, then yeah, it's not too needed. Yes. Well, like I said, at least in British or American English, tram and trolley are the same word. They're not. There's no difference, right? So if you hear an American say trolley, think of tram if you're British, and vice versa. Like there's until you get in the game, you know. By the way, the British did have a pacer car that they actually sold to a couple cities in America, and it looked a lot like this, and it was made to ride on the regular rail tracks like a train, but it was a light, basically like a trolley car that was made to drive on regular train tracks. So there is such a thing as something that looks like this, but the British had called it a pacer car, or at least that's what we called it when we got it over to America. So, but it was, you know, and by the way, I looked into it because it was enough of a debate that had me curious. The reason you don't put a little light car is because like a regular heavy rail track is very expensive to maintain compared to a much lighter track that you would need for a tram or a trolley, right? So there's a big portion of your expense if you're the railroad company isn't just the price of the car, it's maintaining all that track. So it really doesn't make a lot of sense to build and maintain railroads where you would just want some little tiny car like this. Like, it's just not a real financially smart thing for them to do at that point. Anyway, there you go. Well, thank you, Dennis. Yeah, we ended at the right point, right? We didn't just cut it off at its knees. I think we got to look at that. We got the cars stacking up. So if we were busy building, if any of you guys are interested in the map, I can upload. I use Dropbox because I'm old, but I could upload it to Dropbox so you guys could download it if anybody expresses an interest, and you could continue playing on your own and take it from that point. If that's something that anybody's interested in, just let me know. Either in the comments or on the Discord. No big deal either way. It's not hard to do. All right, guys. Well, thank you again. I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next episode, and I'll let you know by next Thursday. Otherwise, you just might have to be surprised come next Saturday, right? Thanks, guys. Oh, yeah, there you go. Off the rails, yep. Yeah, see, we tried them here, but I don't think it made a lot of sense. But you guys are much more rail connected in Britain than we would be here. Like, we're just, bigger country where trains are popular. It's just they tend to be longer distances in a sense. And I don't know, whatever. Either that or we're just messed up and you guys are better. Anyway, thanks again, guys. Have a good one. I'm going to be quiet for a minute. Yep, same Kilo 6. Thanks for being here. Thanks all of you guys. Thanks, Dennis. Thanks, Mattis.